This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, everybody? All right. How's it going? Well, we're starting our new month tonight. Not expecting it to be a great night, but it is. Our new month is starting right now. Oh man. Oh, those are the phone numbers there. So tonight's like a true crime call-in night, where you can call in about any of the cases that we've been covering, or if you want to talk about anything really. Anything in your, it'd be cool if we were talking about the cases we've been covering. But if you want to talk about, maybe your true crime experience or something like that, that'd be cool. Why not? I don't know if you guys saw the video that I made. It's weird how you can just, find stuff, and just explain it to people if you have video of it. A lot of people don't have it. Hey, thank you, Copy Friday Maker, Cindy Leon, Eugenie, Melinda Moda Maiden, 13 months. Georgina Stuliker, a new month. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's, a lot of people covering the case now. Yeah. And there's a lot of people covering that Sean Doherty, the kid, Chasing Truth just covered it. I mean, I'm not sure what to make of that one. Because you have a family that will say whatever they want to say to get reinvestigated. But there are elements that are interesting, I just don't like the groupthink mentality of a lot of people, Like you get a pack of people and they all are just... They get all outraged really quickly, and then you can't really ask questions to people. You become the outcast, If you even question anything that anybody's saying, like, well, it's interesting that they claim various things and try to make it look like a certain way. And thanks, Cairo.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Do you take case suggestions? You
Oh yeah.
This crazy case about a dude in Colorado that worked for an oil company.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I would. You know what? I don't know if I was going to cover that one, but there's this other. There is a case involving a guy that worked for Anadarko Oil. It's really strange. Very odd one. I know it's been covered absolutely to death, and it was solved a long time ago, actually within 2 days. But I just want to go milk the living crap out of that case. So if you can go ahead and send me any links you might have, that would be fantastic. Yeah. What are you talking about, Kay? The timeline is now 40 minutes sooner for Delphi. No, it's not. Thank you. All right, let's see. What do we got? I don't know. Dylan Rounds is just, they know who did it. They're just trying. They got to put the pieces together. it doesn't really, it's not really a puzzle, you know. It's just sort of like the guy living there, he killed him, and you know, he did it in a way where it wasn't discovered right away, and it became hard to find. Oh yeah, Kylie Rodney. Yeah, let's cover that one again. You know, that's one thing I was talking about last night on some other show that I was just chilling out on. I think it was Scientific Skeptic. He was talking about physics and shit. And I don't know. It was just kind of fun hanging out there. Stayed up too late though, I can tell you that. But that case has no information at all. Oh yeah, I should cover that one. Chasing Truth. The watch. That's what Cairo just was referring to, except he said oil company. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's an absolute confusing as hell case, man. Even though it was solved within 2 days, people were able to cover it for years.
On that one.
Yeah, I know it's solved. He did it, but let's look at this though. Okay. Well, now that we know it's Chris Watts, but that's not interesting enough. So let's try to pin it on the girl he was seeing. Oh, there we go. That's a good technique. Yeah, in the Kylie Rodney case, there's nothing. There is zero information. And yet people were able to turn that into one of the, just milk. You know, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like taking gold out of a dry stream, like literally a stream that has no gold in it, but somehow you got gold out of it. There is no information on Kylie Rodney's case other than, she was at a party, the stuff that we all know, and then she disappeared, and then they found her in the lake. And but there's no information on any nefarious activities. There is absolutely nothing, and it's amazing how long some people have been able to just keep pushing that one. Yeah. Oh, I should do that. Put that in the title. Chasing Truth. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna have to take a look at that Doherty one though. But I mean, the thing is people get so tunnel visioned on stuff like that. And if you don't, you remember how it was in the Kanika case? That's exactly how I was feeling in there. Like, is it just me questioning any sort of, it's a little weird at the parents. Like, I see it differently. Like, it looks to me, it seems like they're trying to sell the public by putting out stuff that's right on the verge of not being true. So people are like, wow, 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 ooh, and then they get really animated and they sign petitions. And, I'm all for the case being reopened, but, just I could already tell the pack mentality is going to be, it's like totally biased in one direction no matter what. The police suck, and, in this case, the police suck and they're terrible people, and these parents are the greatest in the world. And, it could be something where it's literally something right there, right in the home, a little weird. He's wearing his stepfather's clothing. I mean, why did he put those? I mean, if he put those on, it might make sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna be like my dad. Maybe he doesn't like his stepdad and he wanted to do to him, pretend that he was his stepdad or something. I don't know. Did he have any, was he autistic or anything, or any sort of, just a normal kid, or what was going on there?
Happy to report I did highway cleanup today. No bodies. Cool face. Smiley face.
What was that? Oh, you got happy to report I did highway cleanup. Good. So how many months were you in prison before they let you out to do that highway cleanup, Emily? I'm just curious. Oh, his brother, the 2-year-old is? Well, that, seeing a man in there. Maybe he thought his brother was the man because he was wearing adult clothing and he didn't look like he normally looked. Yeah. Man, that was a good point that I just made. No, there's a 5-year-old. So there's a 2-year-old too, though, right? Let's see. Okay. There was a road assistant guy that may have been in the area. That's right, Cairo, you know. And you know what was weird about that road assistant guy? He actually noticed somebody that looked a hell of a lot like Chris Watts and his wife standing near a car. They said, yeah, it was a guy that had, you know, really big muscles, and he was just sort of standing there, and then very strange stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, breaking news. I'm going to start putting that on every single thumbnail. Breaking news! And then in small print, if I had it. Yeah. You won't see it, though. It'll be really small, sort of like part of another graphic. It's right there, you guys. You can see it. I wasn't trying to trick anybody. Hey, thanks, Charles and Amy, for the PayPal there. Thank you very much. Yeah, now if you really do have something like breaking new information, you know, like let's say, boom, you get somebody fed you some to a reliable source and you got new information, you can type in like breaking new information, or like, you know, the murder sheet puts out something earlier in the day and now it's breaking information. That's okay, but when you start just putting breaking, like you thought of something, so you say breaking news, no, yeah, that's not breaking news. It's breaking the fact that you're a moron. That's really what it comes down to at that point. The Debbie footage to try and see someone. Yeah, you can't see into the back seat, and the reason for it is, well, it's clear early in the video. This, if you open up the, hold on, I'll use the full middle monitor here. Yep, 90% garbage. That's true dat, yo. True dat, yo. Yeah, that VLC player, if you don't have that, you got to get that, because that one can open up anything. You know, an alien from outer space could drop a video down here and it could open it. Why'd you say alien from outer space, Gray? Aren't they all from outer space? Yeah, I guess you're right. That was a little redundant, wasn't it? Okay, so like right over here, you can see her car, but definitely the windows are shaded. I mean, it's really small, but this is a massive video here. See, my screen's only 1080, 1920 by 1080. The video that they released is 6K. You know, like there's 4K video, this is 6K. It's huge. Like if you had you could put this on a television screen and it would be absolutely clear as day all the way through. Well, and then it's kind of weird because then it gets blurry. See how it gets pixelated, but right at the beginning, it's, I mean, you could zoom in on somebody's face and see them. So they must see the vehicle pull in at some point, right? Over here. But it definitely has shaded windows. You just can't see it in that clip right there. It's far away. But what I do think is going on here is you see her right here. She gets in her car, it's just about to back up. This vehicle here has nothing to do with anything, even though the timing's strange. This lady walks in and then it's almost like, oh, okay, there she is, okay. And then, like, you could make up a story. See, this is what Straight Drop used to do. Here, watch this. I'll pull this out perfectly. This is going to be great. All right. I don't know if you can see it, but, like, okay. Now look at this lady right here. This lady, she's in on it, man. She's in on it. Now watch. She goes to the car. She's got something in her hand. We don't know what that is, but look at. She gets inside the car, and you know, Debbie's right over here. Now watch this. It's unbelievable. Hey, thanks, Jerry in Jargila. Now here, now look at, there's Debbie backing up. Right there. Now watch. This girl gets out of the car to do a signal. Okay, here I am. You see me, and she's looking. That's why it's a little slow. And she's waiting. Okay. Keep going inside. Yeah. Let me wait for you right over here. Now look at. I'm going to park right over here. Okay? I'm going to park right over here. And I'm going to wait for... Now look at. Look at. Look at it. It's just sitting there. Look at. It's just sitting there right there. Look at. Okay, look at. And right now it's just sitting there, and I think that's when she's going to send this Venmo, probably to the same lady in red. Now here she comes. Look at the timing here. Watch this. She comes out, and then right when she gets to her car, a little bit of a head nod. Oh, look at right there. Look at. Oh, see, she looked that way. And then right there, what? Boom. Now, once Debbie noticed her get into the car, she drives away. See, because now this person's going to follow. Right now, watch, she's going slow because she's waiting. Well, how come you haven't started your car yet? So she's driving slow. Okay, there she's moving. Now, let me wait here now. I'm going to stop my car, and I'm going to wait a little bit of time here to give them time to catch up, right? So they're going around the corner here. And now I'm going to get over to the exit. Now I know that they're right there. Okay, I can see them, and everything's good. I'm going to get to the exit over here. And I'm going to go get in the right-hand lane. I'm going to wait. They're right there. Look at. They get right behind her. Look at everybody. Look. All right. See that right there? Okay, so right here is Debbie's car. Now watch how it blends into the traffic. Watch this. It blends right in. Right now, it's driving away. Now watch how the redheaded shirt car comes right behind it. Look at this. Boom! Woo! It's hot on the tails, everybody. Look at that thing. Oh, wait a minute. I screwed up, everybody. This is the silver car right here, and it actually pulls out and turns left. Never mind, everybody. It was all ridiculous. I just made it all up. Okay. Yeah, see how it just works like that right at the end? When the car takes that left. Look at. Oh, yeah. You probably couldn't even see it, but if you watched the video that I made earlier, you'd see it right there. Oh my God, it is the red truck from this right here, right? Now here's another one. Let's look at this other kind of a weird situation here. Okay. So there's Debbie backing up right there in the vehicle. This lady has nothing to do with the damn thing now, but look at that black truck right there. Now that is a mysterious black truck. She sees it and goes, ooh, that's really nefarious. I'm stopping right now. And then this truck goes forward here, and watch what it does, everybody. It's driving right here, and for some unknown reason, it does this weird wide turn, and then arcs back around, and then parks right over here. And if that isn't enough to just give you chills, I'm not sure what else is. All right. But look at it, parks right there. Okay, now you look at that and you go, okay, that's a little weird that the car drove and went around like that and then parked there. Okay, now this black truck is sitting right there. And remember when Debbie saw that truck originally, she pulls over and stops and goes, I don't want to be next to that truck. So here she goes. She's driving again up here. And this is absolutely startling. Right here, watch this. She slows almost to a crawl. Oh, she notices that truck and then goes that way again. What were they both trying to avoid there? Was it a vortex of some sort? But anyway, she goes around that same weird way and then she takes off. Yet that black truck never leaves the parking lot, but of course, it has something to do with something. The power. Yes, it's awesome, isn't it? Absolutely awesome. All right. So, here's what I think. I mean, what I actually think is going on is, let me open up the video here. Let's see, which one is it? Yeah, just probably this one. This video, I'll just do it like from here. Yeah, so this is a much clearer, you know, like better angle and everything. And now people want to know what's going on with this car. Here it's like, how come it just can't be that people are in the parking lot, right? All right. So what I think is happening here, if you go back to this shot right here, disappearance. Look at how tinted those windows really are. And, you know, law enforcement ruled out there being, you know, basically they said she's there by herself, but I don't know how they could do that. With the clearest video, that's right now, we're looking at the clear video, you wouldn't even be able to tell if there was somebody in this one, but this one's even more tinted. And I think that, I think it's possible that there's somebody in the car, but at the time that she went into the store, there was nothing nefarious going on. So what about something like this? There's people in the back of that car that she knows really well. And she goes inside the store because she's going to go buy the items that they're all going to use together to go to some outdoor picnic or something like that. You know, who the hell knows, right? Come on. Come on. Keep going. Can you see me now? Hello, hello, hello. All right, there we go. I think it should be working now. All right, I think it should be working. You know what's crazy is my OBS studio wanted me to do an update right now, and I'm wondering if that fixed the problem, because it was struggling the last couple days, and I think everybody was like, dude, your program's crashing, it's crashing, and then right now I updated it. Like it literally, I hit the button and I tried to start it again, and it said you need to update to 2.0. And I want to know what the update information was, because for the last 2 days after I did the update, it's crashed. Now if it crashes again, I also shut down this other program that seems to. Well, no, that's still there. It's still there. What do you mean you don't? Well, no, you don't see me, but watch. I mean, you can hear me, right? I mean, like things are moving around on the screen, right? Well, it's not buffering for me. Just refresh your cell phones or whatever the hell you're using. You gotta like refresh them. Yeah, everybody's gotta refresh. That's how it works. Anytime there's a problem. You know, unfortunately, we're not like NBC or anything like that. We have to rely on the internet and software programs. All right. So I don't know where I was at, so I'll just start here again. If you look at how dark the vehicle is right here, I mean, that is very, very tinted windows up there. Okay? Crazy tinted windows right there. So I think this is what I think could be going on here. All right, I'll do the part that I was saying again. I think when they pulled up, there might be 2 people in that vehicle, maybe one, just one other person in there, and maybe they came up with a reason why they need to sit in the back seat, or maybe they were actually, I mean, we don't really know. We'd have to, they probably weren't ever in the front seat, but let's just say they're in the back seat, 2 people, maybe. You know, the 2 people one doesn't make sense because there has to be another vehicle here. But what if there's people hiding in the back seat, 2 people, but when they go there, it's not a nefarious thing. She goes up there, maybe picks some people up. We don't really know who they are, but they're in the back seat, and there's nothing nefarious is going on. So she goes in to buy the blue tarp and the poncho and various things, and that's why she looks so normal and relaxed in there. But these people were going to use those items in her killing, you know, the lighter and so forth. So as soon as she got back to the car with the list of items, they didn't need to be nice to her anymore. Like at that moment, something's going on. Maybe let's just throw it out there. Like a gun is held out and said, hey, listen, this is what you're going to do, da 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 da. And she's just sitting in the car. They're explaining things, talking for 7 or 8 minutes or so. Then she backs out, and then they stop here again because they go, now listen, you need to send Venmo. I mean, maybe I don't know why the timing of that is like that. I'm trying to figure out why she would type anything that wasn't just totally mundane if she's by herself. Why would she type something unless it, they're not going to let me go, doesn't mean a damn thing. But it makes the most sense to me because what I don't understand is how she would be able to, why she would go south, do a U-turn, and go to the parking area, right? So if you look at something like this, yeah, so it's way up here. So this is the exact Family Dollar right here. And this is where, she drove out right here through that and then down the highway there. So there's a Family Dollar over here. But after she leaves there, what she'd have to do is head down south right here. Oops. And goes through Tallulah Falls there. That's where the surveillance picked her up at 217 heading up north. And then right here, she parks her car. And when we were first talking about it, it seemed like, okay, she must have been driving and then just turned over here, but that's not how it works. Because if you get down to the street view right here, where this little turnout is, right there, there's this medium here. You wouldn't be driving down the highway, turn and go. So the only way to do this would be to come down a little bit more south down here. And it's not really that far, but you would have to come down here and then do this U-turn that exists right here. I mean, you go down the street view right here, and there's a U-turn that you can make. You can actually see the U-turn signal sign on the ground right there. So you would turn, and then you would head back up that direction. So that means that she intentionally went to this spot, or somebody else already knew that they were going to take her to that spot. And if you're in this spot here would be more likely that the person who took them there would want to go in this direction. Because once you park your car, you have to drive this way. But I guess, not too far up the road, maybe even right here, you can turn around and go back. So, it's not really that big a deal if you chose the spot. You can turn around, go any direction you want within like a quarter of a mile. Yeah, I thought that video was terrible. Silly Pizza, I saw it. Yeah, there's somebody trying to pretend that there was a park down here. Like, Panther, there's a recreation area here. Well, look how far down that is. It's just not really, it's just doesn't make any sense at all. No, well, you wouldn't be going to the game. We've gone over that already. Because here's the thing is, the game was right down here at the football stadium. Right there. And it was at 4 o'clock. And they live right here. And there's 3 other Family Dollar stores right here in the town. Okay, so why in the hell would you drive 70 miles up north, all the way up here, just to buy the tarp, unless you're going to somebody's house and you're going to go outside and watch the game or something. But it was already, it's an hour and a half drive to get to Clayton up here. And she leaves the area at 3:19. So an hour would be 4:19. And then, add another 30 minutes, so 4:49. So the game starts at 4. You've already missed 50 minutes of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those crazy ones. Yeah, I don't really. Let me get to this other page over here. So the phone number, if you want to call in, is. Do I have it on this one? Yeah, there it is. Right there. Okay. You can call in and talk about this case or any other case out there, whatever the hell you want to do. It's just, you know, I started looking up this cold case, and then after a while I thought, man, that sounds like the one that I did. I didn't find the name, but Winky, huh? What? No, it was a rental car. I don't think they were trying to make it look like a, she just had, it was a rental car, so there wasn't stuff in it. All she brought with her was her purse and and then she bought the red tote bag. Other than that was it. So it'd be pretty easy for the car to be empty. I don't think it was trying to make it look abandoned. It was just, that's her rental car. And I think the killers didn't even mind that they found her, to be honest with you. If they didn't, then they would have moved the car. I mean, what an idiot killer. Like, if you're trying to kill somebody and get away with nobody even knowing that she's dead, you would have, the other person that must have been driving, you would have had to have somebody driving, unless you're going to go, ooh, no, they used Uber, Gray, they used Uber. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, so you'd have to have somebody else driving, and then you would have gotten into their car. But if that's the case, wouldn't you have just taken her car and moved it 5 miles away somewhere and put it in the woods or whatever? And they might not have ever found her. It might have taken like months for somebody to stumble upon her. I mean, who knows, right? Yeah, that's what I think. They definitely would have moved the car if they didn't want her to be found. All right, hold on. All right, 972, you're on. 972. Hello? Hello? 972. You gotta hit *6 to, well, it looks like your phone's muted. So you gotta unmute yourself with *6. Hello? Man. Who? Yeah, well, the daughter is really suspicious. I don't know if she's like the one that physically killed or anything, but I think she's aware. It feels like there's a good chance she's aware of something. Mainly since she's the one that got the money. She's the one that was told that the keys in the flower pot, mainly to give her a reason why she was able to get inside the house. Because she had her mom's key, so she probably has her mom's key that she just got from her, and that's why she was driving around for an hour and a half to 2 hours, the exact amount of time that it takes to drive from up there down there. And she probably had her keys and then claimed, oh yeah, I got it in the flower pot by the door because look at this, my God, the Venmo message had it in there. So that's the reason why I was inside there. Yep, makes sense. Hey, 972, you gotta unmute yourself. I'm gonna remove you from here in a second because it's just you're just kind of lingering. *6. Okay. Yeah, and then you think about the first part of the Venmo message. You know, the first of all, okay, in the Venmo message, you got the poorly written, they're not going to let me leave, and turning that statement into something horrendous. So look at about like that, an over-exaggeration of, they're not going to let me leave. Oh, my God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Because you know what it meant when you wrote it. Right? How about that? So I've been thinking about this stuff. So when you wrote it, it was like, they're not going to let me leave. So now it's really nefarious because you know what you intended when you wrote the damn thing. Then you get $2,385. Then it also mentions how you had access to the home by telling you where the key was. Here's what I want to know. Well, see, I think it is the key that was offered keychain. But the only way to explain why you might have that getting into the house is the fact that, oh, well, it said right there in the Venmo that the key was in the flower pot by the door. So if you look at it like all those things that I just said, you start looking at it and just going, yeah, that's not good. You know, a lot of this stuff is just kind of come out too, and everything that she bought was at the crime scene. Geez, Zozo's just been waiting with bated breath for LM to come in and just what are her thoughts on this case? She's wow, what are they? I don't know what was in the house. What do you mean let me go, not leave? What do you mean? They won't let me go, right? Whatever, it's the same freaking thing, right? It's God, people just get so, you know, hey everybody, I know the exact wording, and if you don't really, yeah, look at, I've got it right here. I might want me to put it up on the screen for you. Where the hell is it? Is it on this one? Okay. They are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door. Yeah. I know I was, LM, man. I was just sitting there going, what does LM think, man? Yeah, jeez. Is it possible that they won't let me go? Could mean something. Well, yeah, it could be. Except that doesn't really make any sense either, you know? Because if it wasn't nefarious and she's talking to her daughter, obviously that's who the message is to. Some people go, well, no, because her husband gets the well, really? But everything else was to her. You think he was telling? Okay, so the whole message is to her husband, except a random Venmo that actually was going straight to her daughter. That's who the message was attached to. So anyways, the message is sent to Amanda, no doubt about it. Okay? No doubt about it whatsoever. And so everything in the message then is going to be directed to her. It's something that, you know, if it was staged, is meant for her to read. Yeah, it seemed like it was going to be a suicide until they mentioned, and even after that press conference, it was more so, because they said even the items were at her purse and everything, cell phone, were all at the scene. So that would make it even more likely. Except that the 911 calls totally, they had some elements where you just go, yeah, that doesn't sound good. Yes, and you guys, we are starting a new month here. We're hitting one of those lulls again. All right, this is a new month. We got to keep on going. We're at $101,000, everybody, to true crime-related charities and the DNA Fund, which is pretty crazy. All because of the freaks. Yeah. And the only thing that really changed my mind is actually when I called the detective and he told me a couple things that maybe go, where he said, yeah, this is why we think that. And it was just some he didn't give me specifics, but it was, you know, something I can't say. And I was like, oh, okay, well, boom, that's what I wanted to know early on. Where'd she come from before going to the store? I don't know. Home? Likely? I mean, her car was in the front of the house at 9 o'clock in the morning when her husband left. And then she must have left at 1. You know, who knows where, you know, there's a 4-hour period there, but she would have left at 1, got up there at like 2:55, you know, maybe left at 1:20. Oh, Daniel Nations. Not sure. Thanks, Cairo. I'm sure it was near there, for sure. Yeah, that's the original text right there. Yep. I think. I don't know. It's the original writing. It looks like maybe somebody tried to recreate it and put it out there because it says, you know, pay or request, like here's what it would have looked like or something. I have the original one. It says exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's actually in the video that I was playing a minute ago. This video, I think that's the original one right there. Debbie Collier paid $2,385. They're not going to let me go. Love you, but nobody knows what the punctuation really is. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door. Maybe it says, they're not going to. Hey, let me go, okay? They're not going to. Just, you know, let me go. Love you. There's a key in the, you know, if that was non-nefarious or something like that. And, oh, wow. Bama forever. Hey, thank you so much. That's a good, helps get the start going. But there you go. Boom. Very kind, very kind, very kind. I was going to do the moderator. At the end of the show, I'm going to have to do the moderator spin. There's like 3 or 4 that are different on Discord. Why would the detective give you any info? Because he did. I don't know. If you don't ask, you don't get to know, right? I mean, what a dumb question. Jesus. I think what you're doing is you're questioning whether or not I'm telling you the truth. And really, I don't give a damn if you believe me or not. The freaks have been here long enough to know that I tell the truth on here. I'm not some idiot that's trying to pretend that I've got it. You know, like I'm just making something up so I can feel cool. Okay, I literally called the guy, the same detective that was on the show. He answered on the screen talking, and he answered my call, and we were just talking, and at the end, I asked him, can I mention this? And he goes, oh, well, I just figured it was all off the record. We were just, you know, I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I thought it was neat that, you know, somebody would just have a conversation. You know, that's something that, like, the murder sheet didn't think of saying. They didn't say, "Hey, great, yeah, this is all off the record." I literally asked and said, "Hey," she told me, "Oh yeah, this is all on her podcast." Okay, well then I can say it, right? Oh no, Gray, that wasn't. Yeah. God, who was that clown? Lisa Ward. Jeez. Go back to your circus. All right. Lisa Ward Circus Clown Club. Jesus. Hey, thank you so much. Tamara, not today, but tomorrow. Let's see. Were you in the parking lot, Gray? Yes, I was actually a security guard. I had just driven from the Crown Plaza Hotel in Chicago. Just got transferred, and I was on my way down to Athens and pulled in there. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah. I'm guessing something Debbie had wound up back at her house, such as a Debbie. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't think so. No. Yeah, I mean, if it did, see, that's one of the things we were talking about. Like, for example, if the purse that we were seeing in the video at the Family Dollar was found at the home, then it's a homicide. Okay. But it was actually found at the crime scene, which helped out the suicide angle even more. You know, like a lot of people go, "Oh, nobody would ever do that. Nobody would ever." They do. Okay, people kill themselves in crazy ways, and we've seen it all. The only thing, I was at 60-40 after the 911. Well, actually, after the 911 calls, I was about 60-40, then 50-50 after the press conference, just because of how sure they were. Even though they said that the purse and the phone and everything was found at the crime scene. So then I was just like, man, I'm sick of this. So I just called the number, you know, and he was cool. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry you didn't try it, you know. Yeah, we already said that, Denture dialogue, a million times, like a long time ago. It sounded like maybe that's just her entire balance, you know. What do you mean, nothing nefarious? That sounds pretty nefarious to me. No, that's not her balance. It says Debbie Collier paid you $2,385. No, look up there. Debbie Collier paid you $2,385. It's just not, oh, here's my balance on the screen. It's literally is the number. And thank you very much, Bama Forever and Tamara and everybody else so far. Cairo, guys, Emily Flotilla, Chasing Truth, Cindy Leon, Georgina Stoliker, etc. Cindy Leon, Kathy Freidmaker. Oh, and Charleston Amy. Because it's a stupid, your question was inferring something ridiculous, Lisa. That's all I can tell you. And you're trying to be insulting, right? Like, why would the detective give you, an armchair YouTube detective, any info that you can't say? Okay, because I think you're a troll. That's why. I think you're just, you know, I don't know what else to call you. You sound like a troll to me. You're passive aggressive type. You know, doesn't fool anybody. Now, it's not just that, it's what she wrote, Amber. I mean, go read what she wrote up there. Yeah. I think we're a little bit more than that. Like, it's offensive to call us armchair, you know, because there's an idiot YouTuber with that actual name, and he sucks, okay? So, we actually do get stuff done here. That's the difference. Why did law enforcement leave so much evidence and garbage at the crime scene? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Seems like they would have collected everything and put it in the bag. You know, they left their gloves all over the place. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we actually had a case one time where, remember what was that girl that was missing? But we figured out that she kind of that she did it on purpose. And the only reason we were able to figure that out is because the sheriff actually talked to me. I called the sheriff. He goes, "Hey, we've been watching your show," the sheriff said. And I called him, and they wanted to talk to me, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, we've been watching your show. Now, listen, next time you talk to that, is there a way we can give you some questions that maybe you could ask?" Because I was talking to the boyfriend. Yeah, Maddie Bell. Yeah, you're chucking a Maddie, as Zozo would say. Chucking a Maddie. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not just some kind of random thing. It doesn't happen that often, but yeah. Is there anything else where the crime scene was? Law enforcement? Could she have been on her way to another store? Yeah, I mean it's weird. Let's take a look at it, right? So she's heading south, and I guess she could have driven down that road or whatever. But it seems very likely, doesn't it, that she just kind of kept driving. Although they said that they didn't pick her up on this camera a second time. So maybe there's something like, these back roads that you could have driven around like this, sort of, and came out here and then got right back up to here, When I was talking to the detective, he said that there's like 4 different ways you can get to the spot here. It's kind of interesting. I think he was even talking about down here. Yeah. Oh, well, the number's on the screen. You just dial those numbers. See that? Right here. Can you see them? Hey, Chasing Truth, are you still there? Do you use OBS Studio? If you don't, you should think of switching over to that. Yeah, call in with your thoughts, everybody. Everybody has thoughts now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How does someone type a jerky question with a bunch of... Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird, Dan? It's so obvious. Like, I'm not some oblivious person that hasn't been around for a long time. And you see somebody type something like that in, and they wonder, what do you mean, Gray? Gee! Give me a break. Yeah, I totally... I mean, it's just... Yeah. How does... why would a detective talk to a schmuck like you, Gray? That's basically what she was saying. But in a way that was passive-aggressive, where it would just... Yeah. Oh, is it? Well, you can call these ones, too. All right, there you go. I mean, you don't have... There's... Any of these numbers actually work. Hello. *6.
Hey, Gray, how are you?
Lillian, and probably Nancy in the back, and probably Nancy in the background, right?
Oh yeah, Nancy's right here next to me.
Gray.
Hey, Nancy. What's that?
Did you go golf? Did you go golf? No, he goes
Tomorrow.
on Sunday, don't you?
Yeah, it's gonna.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah. Well, I'm waiting on 2 other cases in my area too. That I don't know if you ever heard about it. You probably did. The Vanessa Marcotte. She was jogging. Her mother lived in Massachusetts. She worked for Google in New York, and just before she was going home, she was jogging, and this guy was pulled over on the side of the road, acting like he was broke down, and took her in the woods, raped her, and set her on fire. And this has been going on for 6 years, him playing around, getting different attorneys. It's finally going to trial come December, and then there's another one that I'm waiting on. But this one here, Gray, with Debbie Collier, this is weird, but I think they know, which they appear to always know a little more than what they tell the public, which is good. But to me, it is so odd that, and everybody has said this, so I don't know if I'm really adding anything more to it or not, but for her to drive 60 miles to go to a dollar store when she passed so many other ones, what else?
Yeah, 70 miles.
What was going on? What was going on that she had to go that far and at that one? Maybe, you know, I mean, what else was she up to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just sort of like other family members were saying. I think there's just 2 exits, by the way. This is McDonald's over here. You can leave from McDonald's, but it's not an exit. I don't know what you would say that they were up to. Like, you know, they're buying the tarp. Maybe it was something like, hey, it is raining. It was actually, there's some water got on the surveillance camera, so it's a little bit drizzling. So you bought a poncho for a reason, because it's raining, and then a tarp, and you know, it doesn't seem that weird on a football day, I guess, for people. But I wonder if it was just, like, I don't know what. I don't know. Well, I just wonder if the paper towels and the lighter are the main things that somebody wanted her to get. I don't know.
Yeah, but why? My point is, why so far?
Well, because it's away from town. You know, so you're not recognized. You know.
Yeah, but why not go to a different one? What was? I don't know. That whole. If I was going to a ball game, or I was going to, you know, go to a dollar store, I'm not going to drive 60 miles to go to, unless I want to be in that area for another reason. Yeah, I mean,
maybe you know, it's possible she was up there to meet somebody, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, who was she meeting? But
let me ask you this though. But here's the thing. See, this is where the weird conundrums come in. She's going up there to meet somebody, and things go wrong, and she says, you know, the whole, they won't let me go, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: is she hadn't even met the guy yet. I mean, she might have been there first or whatever, maybe for a little bit. We don't really know what the order of things are. Unless there's somebody in that car, because when she's actually at the Family Dollar, backs out, pulls into another spot, then sends the Venmo while sitting there. So how is she in trouble at that point to type that in?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's possible. I mean, it's possible. But this, you know, I kind of thought that this would be... we'd be getting information now, and I'm sure they're waiting for the autopsy report. But this is a weird one, and my thoughts are, and Nancy and I had talked about it. I don't know. I just think somehow or other, her daughter and the boyfriend, and I hope I'm wrong, because I hate to say that, but they say the husband was at work, and they verified that.
Yeah, I think he's out of the picture.
Yeah. So, I mean, my God, and sending this money, that's another puzzle.
Yeah, well,
for me.
But here's the thing: is so it doesn't sound. I think if somebody was really freaked out, they would go, and they snuck in a message. They'd say, "I'm in trouble. I love you. Bye." You know, bye, whatever, something. But this is so they won't let me go. Love you.
Right.
Yeah. So it almost feels
and the
like
keys
she
under
knew.
the flower
Right,
pot
like
and
it's all
that.
by
I
her.
mean,
Like it's all by her.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a perfect thing for her to do, or somebody that knows her to do. Like it's a plan, because
yeah.
I mean, you're the only one that would freak out by such a mundane message. Like she probably sold it to the dad. What does this mean? They won't let me go. Whoa, whoa, and he's probably like,
Yeah,
oh, whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
right.
You know.
And maybe Debbie didn't, I guess she didn't even do that. Who knows? But I think a lot of the questions will be answered when they get all the text messages and all the stuff like that from the phone. I think they'll have a lot more answered. And I don't know, maybe, what do you think, Ray? Maybe another few days before there's another press conference?
Let's see. Well, I don't know.
What do you think?
It might be a while. I think they're going to wait for information to come in.
What, from the autopsy?
Yeah.
How she died? Well, no matter what it was or how it went down, she, for a woman to be murdered like that and taken out like that, she still had a lot of life ahead of her. It's just so sad and horrible. But I want to just say one more thing. When they showed her face and she said she fell, and I don't know about that either.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that would be the husband
That's
aspect.
a little. Pardon me?
That would be more like the husband or something, right? Or.
Yeah, I mean, was she drinking? Was she taking some medication?
Yeah.
Or was she on drugs herself? I don't know. But man, unless you fall, and I'm not a doctor, but if you fall and pass out and hit the ground so hard like that, but she said she tripped or something and man, she really got waffled.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad black eye.
Yeah, and so I'm not so sure if she got it the way she said. But Gray, that's all I have. And we had you had a real good night last night. I hope you're happy about it. And
no, that was
did
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, did awesome. And I watched that interview and very proud
So
that
were you not really
this channel.
you never really actually got to watch that when it happened back then?
Well, not when it happened, no, because if you remember, I couldn't get into your show.
Oh, really?
But
oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't remember. Did I have to unblock you or something?
I don't know what happened, but I couldn't get in for nothing.
You might
I
have
was
blocked
on
me.
your show. No, I didn't block you. I don't know how to block anybody. I'm not. I have to ask Nancy 50 times. Nance, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, that's she can. Thank God she has patience with me. But no, I heard about it after I came back on. I heard you mention it, but no, I didn't know the whole ins and outs of it. But
Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that cool when the guy said,
Oh,
"All you freaks"?
oh my
When
God.
he goes, "And all you freaks do." It was
all
sweet.
you freaks. I
That was
heard it,
awesome.
and man, you the channel, all the work you do, and the channel and everybody. So, Gray, when you get these crazy people, these clowns, for lack of a better word, trolls that call in, hey, you got a lot of kudos from people that are like Fitzpatrick and all that. I love her, and she's awesome. And yeah, she is brilliant.
And Texas Echo
And
Search
so
said
the
thank
show
you. They were really.
and the freaks.
Yeah, I was going to say
Pardon me?
Texas Echo Search said thanks to everybody. I'd let her know. that
Oh
we sent
yeah,
that in.
and they're another one too.
Yeah.
They are another group that does awesome work, and you got to give them credit. I mean, look, when they were looking for Summer Wells, they had more ticks on them than a bear in the woods, and they had to go to the hospital. These people are heroes that go out there, and nonprofit that go out there and they they get into situations that could be so dangerous for them to do the right thing. So you know what? You feel proud to be a part of a channel like this that does give to these organizations, and you just keep doing what you're doing, and us freaks will keep doing what we're doing. Did you send that yet, Nance?
My cat.
Oh, her tablet's charging.
Oh, that's
she
right.
has to send in that little PayPal
Oh,
we
you don't have to
send
do
in.
Well, thank
So
you.
listen, hey, not a problem. I wish I could do more. So anyway, take care, and freaks, we are on everything that he does. We're right with him. So take care, Gray, and come on Delphi. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, me too. Well, it's always great having you call in. So it was
thanks,
awesome.
Gray. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, have a good one. See you, Nancy.
Bye-bye.
All right, see you. Yeah. Lillian. Yes, everybody. Gray's so sensitive. Oh, God. Yeah. Nah, I just know when I see a troll, just like you're a troll. Okay, guy. Always great to hear from you, Lillian. Yep, always is. How I believe you got the scoop from the lead. Well, I didn't get a scoop. You know, he just let me know a specific thing, and that's all I needed to know. And then boom, it's you know, now it's like 99 to 1. Hey, you guys, the mods aren't catching on to the trolls very well tonight. Kind of sucks. Let's see. $707, you're on. We know who this is.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's going on?
Brilliant. I just have one thing that kind of perturbs me a little about that Venmo message.
Mm-hmm.
When the woman sent the Venmo to the daughter, right? And I might be nitpicky, but she said they won't let me go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Linguistically, the way it was written, the person who sent it assumes the person who got it knows who they is.
Yeah, well, the thing is, that's what we've talked about this 100 times. It's like, why the they should have been really obvious to Amanda. Like, it would have been, oh, yeah, because we were just, they're not going to let me go, but if she wrote it, the mom, you know, yeah, I mean, it's almost like a continuation of a conversation or something when you read it that way.
Yeah, and it's like, if I was able to send such a message, you know, if it was, if I could do it surreptitiously or whatever, the first thing I'd put in the message is, so-and-so murdered me.
Or, well,
I don't know why I would.
Well, maybe you'd say something like, well, here the thing is, this whole text message is a self-serving text message for one person. Every single aspect of it. Okay, here's the thing. My mom has been abducted. She did send me some money, though, which is really neat. And she also told me where the key is under the door, and that's why I'm in the house. Every single aspect of it points to one person, you know.
Exactly.
Now, whether that's intentional or not, I don't know. Like, maybe somebody else that doesn't like, you know, Amanda very much made it look like that. I mean, it just, who knows? Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, who knows? You know, it could just be that she did get careless. You know, there's people doing that. Got careless and didn't quite think through what they were doing in that Venmo, because it's bizarre. That was my major thing, you know, and I'm still trying to figure out what this poor woman would have, I mean, $2,500, I don't know, or no, that cost her life, you know.
I think it's more like a hate thing. It's like it's hate because, I mean, you know, let's just pretend it's related to the daughter and the boyfriend, allegedly.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be a lot
Allegedly.
of hate, you know, the boyfriend probably doesn't like the mom because she doesn't want her daughter to be with him, and then the daughter might not like, because why don't you accept the guy that I love? I want to, you know, so there's like these arguments and things, and maybe the daughter convinced her, hey, why don't just you and I will go up and, I mean, I got to tell, the whole thing that 70 miles away with the tarp and everything just is still weird, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy.
And having to go back and turn around on that highway.
Yeah, you're doing a
You know.
U-turn, so whether or not she was in command of the vehicle at that point, we don't know, but you know, somebody intentionally drove down, and then you have to U-turn here to come. Well, you can't see. Hold on.
It's okay.
I always do that. Well, you
I'm
can't
on
see,
the
but
tablet.
like,
I'm
well, these
deliberately
people,
not looking.
like you would drive down like this, and then you have to take a U-turn right here, and then drive back up to the spot where the car is parked. So that's not very.
I mean,
common.
it definitely, if nothing else, it has to mean, in my mind anyway, I could be terribly wrong, that if she did this to herself, and she could. People do weird things to try to kill themselves. I mean, you can't put anything past a person who's, you know, tormented. But it applies. She knew where she was going, and I don't see how she would know, you know, so much about where she was going. You know, 70 miles from home.
Well, I mean, she's up there. She walks into the, you know, she went in and bought something. But what's odd about it to me, I'd like to know, well, this is what it appears. I mean, what it appears is, because at Tallulah Falls, we see her at 217 driving by here, and it only takes about 25 minutes from there, if that. Let's just say 20, to get up to the Family Dollar store, so that would put you there at 237, but she didn't go into the Family Dollar until 255. So what I want to know is, was she sitting in the parking lot before for 17 minutes? We also know that Amanda called her that afternoon. That's in the press conference. So that's in there.
Yeah.
That means, okay, so before she went in, did she talk to Amanda and then say they were talking about what to buy or whatever? But right after she leaves, she heads back the same way. It's almost like you went all the way up there to buy those items and then went home. Because she goes up here and it turns. But it's also possible that the 17 minutes we're missing are that she took an exit over here somewhere, went to somebody's house, and they go, hey, you know what, tell you what, we need to, is there any way you can go get a tarp and stuff? Because we're going to be outside, we're going to watch it on this TV, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes, okay, great, right. And then takes off and then goes there, buys the items, and then ends up going back to that person's place, and then something bad happened to her. But it feels like it's personal, though. You know, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
The Venmos and the, you know, apparently what's going on at the crime scene, maybe. You know, that the police describe it as personal. So
The way she was killed, I think, the way she died, that's a personal way, in my opinion anyway.
Well, we don't really
kill
know
someone.
exactly how she died yet. We know that she had charring to her stomach. They haven't really said anything else.
Okay. Well, if there was if that's how the cause of her death, and she had accelerant put on her, yada yada, that's still a personal way to kill someone. You know, it shows anger. Basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't you think?
you know, burning somebody, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a message, you know. It's like what happens during honor killings in some countries. Fires.
Yeah.
You know, it's subconsciously purifying fire. People will use it without even knowing consciously why specifically they chose that method. And it's probably just something deep in us that, that we all probably are born with.
But I wanted the police weren't able to see what they weren't even able to see what happened with the 2,385. They don't have an answer yet. So then you picture, wow. So when you took out the 2,000, like what made you take the 2,385 out when your mom's missing? Like you went, well, I mean, it's already here. I might as well. I mean, it's just sort of. It also speaks to sort of callous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's like, some people just don't care the way most people care. And we all assume, well, you wouldn't gruesomely murder your mom for a little bit of money. But people do all the time. But we just can't fathom it because we don't want to.
Well, it feels like two people would be involved, and we know that there's two people.
Yeah.
The daughter and, I mean, just as a hypothetical, they might not have anything to do with it at all. That's the whole thing. It's like sometimes things look a certain way, but they don't have anything to do with it.
Turn out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turn out to be nothing at all. Yeah. And it's very sad because it turns out the daughter is totally innocent. And it's still possible. Well, maybe, at least in my mind, because I don't know, everything. If it is true she had nothing to do with her mom's murder, well, she's going to have to follow this for the rest of her life. She'll be burdened with people, assuming she really did something to her mom. And that's a terrible way to have to live with if you're innocent of a thing like that.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about the purse in there. We already know that the purse that you see at Family Dollar was found at the crime scene, along with the cell phone. Every single thing that we see and that she bought and was wearing is there. Okay. Okay. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was found naked.
Well, she wasn't. She's not really. Too. She's partially nude.
Oh, partially. Okay.
Yeah, I think they've upgraded. They fixed that. Apparently, I think they were saying that she's partially nude. There's been articles that have changed it to that. I can't remember if I was able to say exactly. It's not really. It's not like earth-shattering information, but it was something about like. The part that I was told that is what makes me go, oh, okay, it's a murder, isn't what this part. So if she's partially dressed, you might say, well, maybe she had her shoes on and her bottoms on, right?
Yeah.
Or she had the top on and so that's the thing. So it's either one,
Yeah, you don't know. Like I was just, talking just now, and I had, old information that I didn't know about. I was putting some weight into the fact she was nude when under that tarp. Mm-hmm. But if she wasn't, then it to me, I don't know, it makes me think differently of what is going on. So in my head, it comes down to, what does this poor woman have that someone wants? And it doesn't necessarily always have to be a thing. It could be a result, or it could be information they don't want her to share. I mean, there's so many reasons to murder someone, not just money, because I would think Amanda, she borrows apparently money from Debbie with some frequency, Well, by murdering Debbie, she's killed her cash cow.
Yeah.
Who's she going to ask now? You won't have her mom anymore.
That's right. Well, anyways, I might go play some of these other, like the press conference.
Okay.
Because I think the press conference,
Okay,
when you
bye-bye.
listen to it, has some good... Oh, all right. See you later. Yeah, you're so quick on it.
Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. See you. MMA... Oh, yeah. I think it was it Gary? Okay, cool. Yeah, I always feel like that sometimes, Nanas. Because people repeat exactly what I say, like the next day or something, and it's just sort of like, oh, I just said that. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, you guys got the phone lines are open if you want to call in about this case or anything else going on. Feel free to do so. And also, everybody, put your prayers out for the people of Florida and South Carolina and everybody. They're just they got screwed over there. We should play the, you guys want to watch the press conference again at all, or? Yeah, this is the, this is where the Family Dollar is, and then that's a Highway 23 goes down here, and it's like 13 miles from where her car was parked is where she went, was at the Family Dollar store, but then it's 57 more miles to get back down to the house over here. Yeah, you got the blue tarp and the poncho and the, I don't know, paper towels. I mean, when you say picnic, I mean, where's the hot dogs? And I tell you what, you get the tarp. Now make sure to get a poncho. It is raining outside, and bring your. Oh yeah, and by the way, you can bring a lighter. Oh, we don't have paper towels either. Oh, and that red tote bag. You can put everything in the red tote bag. Maybe the red tote bag was just what she thought of buying. That's right, Amber. It's just been... Thank you. Overdue for a freak wave, she said. Which one is which? Hold on. Is it this one? Alright, hold on. Wait, is that a different 707? Thanks, Element Open, Plato, Bridget Bauman. All right, 978. 978.
Hello. Hello, who's this? This is Lynn.
Lynn, I knew it.
Hi.
I knew it. What's going on?
Hi. Can you believe I was on the news?
Yeah, Lynn was on the
It's
news.
funny.
Yeah.
It was on the nightly news, and then it was on the Today News, NBC.
Oh, wow. Man,
Crazy.
You're famous now.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I know. It was really bad, though. It's never been like that before. The winds were very strong.
What's
That
it
was
like
the
living in a
problem.
tall building when it's really windy? It must be kind of freaky a little bit.
No, like the building doesn't move or anything like that. If that's what you mean.
Well, it seems like it
No.
would. No, but I've been in skyscrapers and they sort of sway a little bit in it. It's kind of weird.
No, actually, I'm in the I'm in a good area. It floods 5 minutes down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky. And then I have a wall on my right, so when it's windy like that, I don't feel it on my balcony as much if it's going direct force, you know.
Right.
But I had an interview and they put me on the news. It was too funny. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah, I was wondering too, like on this case, if it's the daughter and the boyfriend. I mean, if they needed money, why didn't they, you know, just take the money and leave? I mean, why would they kill her at the same time? I mean, it's her mom. If it happens, is there new information out there?
Well, there's not. Well, what do you mean by new information? I mean, there's a press conference that came out.
Oh, there's no arrest or anything. That's what I mean.
No. It's just.
But
I mean, I don't know. We don't really know. They're calling it a really complex case, which is interesting. So there must be a lot of elements to it. Probably a lot of digital information.
I saw your debunk video because I thought that was strange too, but it's all timing. She went the other way.
Yeah. She went the
I saw
other way.
that.
It does look crazy though. It's like, wow, look at that. She's almost like she's waiting for that car to start moving, and then she goes a little bit, you know, then she exits, but then the car goes the other direction.
But I remember when she was inside, they were all wearing red and black. Just like
I think that's
like
an
you
employee.
were saying, you could have employee, yeah. But I don't know about this case. It seems like unnecessary, you know, to happen. I don't know if she did it herself, or did you say there was 2 people in the back seat? Do you know that for sure, or you just?
No, I don't know that. I just think that maybe it's tinted windows. They say they don't think they're, you know, well, they said she's there alone, but I don't know how they can absolutely tell that with that dark of tinted windows, unless they have like a really clear version and they're able to adjust the tinting. And, you know, because you can actually change the contrast. We could try something like that in a minute if you guys want. But.
When I was looking at Venmo, I looked at the history, and she was receiving money every week, like for gas and other things, from the same Venmo, Steve Collier, because it's public information. Because I have, you know, Venmo myself, and you can either have it public or private, and hers was still public. But it doesn't give you the amount. The only thing it gives you is the comments, like you saw on this one. So if she's receiving money every week, what is so different this time? Yeah. And you can tell on the Venmo, if it's from the father, it just says like love you, and then if it's from the mom, it says from Debbie Collier. Kind of strange. It actually puts her name in the comment that it was from Debbie. So I thought it was from the father originally, because when I looked at the history, I think you can do that too if you just go to the website.
What website?
And you can. It's called Venmo.
Yeah, why would you go to Venmo? I can look at their history? Why would they let me see their history?
Yeah, because it's public information.
Why would Venmo messages, money transfer be public? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's up to the user. You can have it as public, or you can limit to your friends, or have it as private.
It's stupid. Jesus. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and
it's like having PayPal. Hey, here's everybody PayPal, and here's the. That sounds ludicrous to me. Yeah, everybody knows it's a public site. Everybody's a public site, right? But why would they share like who you're giving money to on Venmo? That's weird.
It's the way, like I said, the user, like they didn't change their settings to private. So if I can search anybody, and if they keep it public information, I can see all their transactions that have been sent to them, you know. I keep mine to my friends. I don't care. Like, my friends see, you know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. If you wanted to go look at the history, I thought that was helpful.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I have. I don't know what else to say about this. It seems kind of strange that they just moved there and she's gone, you know.
So you just go to Venmo and like type their name in?
Yeah, put in all capital letters for Steve Collier, because there's other ones that show up. It's when you scroll down, go to the one that has the caps on for the full name.
I mean, I can't imagine that being. So I don't know. I don't have it set up where I can do a search or something. You know, you'd have to log in. And, well, let's see.
Do you want me to? I can send it to you in the email if you want me to.
Yeah, now it wants me to send a code and shit. Forget it. I don't have time. Yeah, I can't just search like other people can. You know, like I have an account there and have to sign in, and then maybe it's more for cell phones or something.
I'll send it to you in the email. How's that?
A link to it?
I'll make a photocopy. Like, I mean, you know, picture. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you in the email so you can see the history. And it includes that message that you have currently about they won't let me go. So you know it's from the same person. Yeah.
Okay, I have to sign in over here. Hold on. I'll see if I can do it myself. Just a second.
Venmo is actually pretty good. You send your wife money.
What?
You know?
Why would I need to do that? It's like she just has a debit card.
I don't know. In case she needs some money, I don't know.
But she's already got a debit card, though. Why would she need to?
Well, it's good for me. If my mom wants to send me money, she can send me money from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
To South Carolina.
So I don't really know where you go on Venmo. Like, you go to Venmo.com and there's no search area. It's just me. It's my account.
I'm gonna go look.
I just want the link then, if you get it, because I mean I'm looking at mine. Mine's like, you know, I'm signed in, but it doesn't. Let me see what happens if I go to. You know, like this is what mine. I think I can put this out here. Yeah, it just looks like this, you know. So there's nowhere to go.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have to sign in.
I am signed in.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
I'm signed in, and it doesn't really.
Oh, hold on 1 second.
There's no search area.
They want me to get a code. 97092. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, thanks, Rhonda Boatman.
Sorry.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Hold on.
That's why I was like, what are you talking about?
They're always asking for a code now on all the websites. Give me a code. Give me a code. Okay, search. It says Venmo at the top, and to me it says hi. Did it say hi gray on yours? Or something like that?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say any of that stuff.
Okay. I'm going to search. And what I'll do is...
yeah, no, it does say hi, but where do you go after that? It says get the app, maybe?
Down to the bottom, after pay and request, after business, after transfer, after Venmo credit card, and then it says learn more, and then search.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, right there. Okay, good. All right, now what's the guy's name?
Steve, and it's all capital letters. Steve Collier.
Okay.
C
Is it just by himself, or
L
is there
L.
79 at the end?
Oh, sorry, I'm behind you.
Yeah, well, I see what you're saying, but there's 3 of them.
It has a 0 next to it. Steve Collier with the 0 dash
I don't have
0.
that one. How are you spelling it? I have S. You know,
STEVE.
like I got it right here. That's all I got.
COLLIER.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the 3rd one. It's all capital letters. It was on mine. It's the 3rd one down with all capital letters with a 0 at the end.
Oh, maybe I don't have a 0 on it, but it's not the one. I don't know.
Right. If it's all capital letters, press on the name.
It's not.
not
There
gonna do
isn't one. There
anything.
isn't one. I don't have that one. I'm sorry. Anyways, I gotta do something else. This is really boring for people to watch me in the background
Okay,
trying to find something like
I'll
that.
send it to you,
All right.
though. Okay?
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good one. Thank you.
Okay,
Be safe
bye.
over there. Be safe.
Yep, I will.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye. Well, somebody, I don't know who it was just there. Was that still you, Susanna, again? Because it had the 707 on there. Yeah, I can't see it. It's not on mine, so. Might be where you live or something. So you're talking about STEVE and then COLLIER, right? All one. Is there a space in between? Okay. Let's try that. Oh, maybe that was it. The one with the 0. I think I didn't put a space. Okay, yeah, it's still there. So probably all of these are the mother sending these, right? Like if you were looking at that right here. So that's probably the mother sending to Amanda. Do we get to see the amount or anything? Or I don't know how that works, but I think it's this one, right? Yeah, so all these are Debbie sending Amanda money. I bet Steve never sent it anything. September 5th, 10th, 5th, 5 days. This one has a little bit more time. 6 days. Oh, it says what it's for. A battery. They're going. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, look at it, it's right there. You're not gonna let me go. Love you. There's a key. And then just 5 days before. Doesn't have the amount on him. I think Venmo's stupid to even have this functionality here. I mean, yeah. I mean, at least they're okay. Yay! It's people sending things and there's messages, but. Kind of a what's the point of sharing conversations in money transfer? I mean, I really don't really get it at all. Can anybody explain what's the purpose of it? It's kind of strange. Yeah, I mean, that's weird, right? Journey of Justice. I don't know Steve Collier, and I was able to go see. Oh, wow, he's sending money to it's not my business. I think it's just absolutely mind-boggling. Makes me wonder about even using it. Hey, thanks, Betty Smith. Says, hey Gray, could you show us where the map, the Habitat for Humanity place is? Is that the place that the other person on YouTube was trying to just create some content and pretended it was meaningful? Yeah, I think they were talking about somebody was over here at the Panther Creek Recreation Center. Like, what does that have to do with here? Habitat for Humanity's down here. And there's another one there. There's nothing over here. Yeah, I don't see any Habitat for Humanity anywhere near this area here. Yeah, I just think it's ludicrous. I mean, what's the concept behind it? Like, why would anybody want, hey, everybody, I want you to see who I've been sending money to. Yay, it's really neato. You know, you can read some of my messages too if I happen to type one. I mean, we're fortunate in this case to have it because now we can see that that's what was in the message. But at the same time, I don't get it, okay? No, there isn't really a rest area anywhere near there, LM. That's what people claim because they're trying to, ooh, there's a rest area, ooh. Okay, there's no rest area. Now the nearest rest area is down here somewhere. It's nowhere near this spot right here. This isn't a rest area. There's like houses and churches. We keep going down here and that's not a rest area. So there isn't really one anywhere near there. If it's a mile away, it's a mile away, and that's not the same thing. Does Debbie Collier have life insurance? I don't know. It makes you wonder if maybe somebody knew that they were on the policy and you want to make the murder look like it's an actual murder, but get away with it, and then make sure that the police. I mean, because who was the one that mentioned quickly, hey, maybe check the GPS location on the. I mean, you might think, wow, that's so helpful. But at the same time, Amanda was out there telling people to the auto company to check the Sirius satellite GPS location, which is, it could be totally non-nefarious or nefarious when you're trying to like hurry up and get somebody found. But you're also doing that when you actually do want somebody found in a non-nefarious way and a nefarious way. Oh. Well, what's the name of the? I don't know. Restore what? Oh, this one. No, restore is in right here. She took a right, so yeah, it's not there. Yeah, I think it's just really dumb. It's so. Venmo, man, what a weird business model. Hey, man, just don't forget to make it private, everybody. But if you don't, man, we're gonna get to see who everybody's sending money to, who's sending you money. It's awesome. It's really neato. Oh yeah. I think I've shut it down already. Let me see, maybe not. Let's see. I'll try it one more time. Okay. Well, you click on it. It doesn't really say the amount or anything. It just that's her brother. He's sending money, and then there's a time frame. Like right when just before she leaves, she gets money to come back, and then this is the one where she gets the big payout. Doesn't have the amount. Can you see who hearted it? I don't know. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at it like this. So we know that the days prior, on the 9th, Debbie had lunch with their daughter Amanda and Amanda's boyfriend, then had dinner alone with Amanda later. Debbie did. Then she went home, but then there was a neighbor that said they saw arguing and stuff outside with a female, so maybe there was a problem after dinner. Maybe that's why the boyfriend wasn't with Amanda at dinner, because maybe the dinner was about how we don't want him to be living with you and this kind of thing. And then there was an argument, but that just was kind of left out of the story. And then when the husband comes home, there is Amanda. When he goes to bed at 9, she goes to bed too. I mean, he saw her at 9 because they sleep in different rooms, so he goes to bed. Then he gets up in the morning and sees her vehicle outside when he leaves to work at 9 in the morning. And then the next thing that we know of is that certainly at 2, so about 4 hours later, at 2:17, her vehicle is picked up driving past where her car was actually found, and right by Tallulah Falls here, heading north. It's only about 25-minute drive from there, so she should have been up in the parking lot area at 2:42 and went into the store then, but she went into the store at 2:55. So there is some missing time there that might be important to figure out what the hell that meant. Then she goes into the store, and then she exits the store at 3:09. And then she sits in her vehicle that was parked right where this pin is, right here, for a good 8 minutes or so. And then she drove from here, backed out, and then parked pretty much basically about right in this area. I would actually move this a little bit. Probably like right over here or something. She backs out, parks over here. Then after that, she heads on out. That's where she sent the Venmo from. She heads on out, drives forward here, and then turns down like this, and then kind of goes like that, and then boom, and then waits here, pulls out, and heads back down south right at about 3:19. And then we also know that her vehicle was spotted right here at 5 o'clock. So there's a little window there of, an hour and 40 minutes or so where, her car was already there. I think her car almost went there immediately for some reason. She's heading south already, right out of here. Now, if she's meeting somebody, something went down really quick somewhere, and they just miraculously parked her right here next to what was the name of this? Victory Home Lane, which is also the place where there's a rehab facility. And that's one of the things I talked to. The detective told me that when I asked him about it, he goes, "You're the first person to ask me about that." And he goes, "Yeah, we checked every single person that's at the rehab facility and cleared every single one of them." Okay? So those guys are all completely out of it. The people that are there. Was it somebody that And then people want to say that, oh, well, the boyfriend, he was going to go to a rehab facility. Maybe it was that one. Well, he wasn't assigned to go to a rehab facility until after Debbie went missing. So he wouldn't even have had an association with it. Yeah. And wouldn't that be an interesting thing, too, Lori? Like, what if that was just the final payment she's ever going to get? So, they're not going to let me go. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what's interesting is the text message could mean absolutely nothing but, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just such a weird thing. It's exactly what the detective said. As soon as you start going down a certain route, there's always some other piece that flips you completely backwards. And that's why I think this one is so interesting, because just when you think you got something locked in, oh, here's a theory, you go, oh, wait. Always, every single time there's something. It was the 30th, is that when that was? No, yeah, the 30th. Oh, here it is. Yeah, we can just watch this one. This is the one they gave in that download that I got. Welcome, Ozzy, Trisha. I gotta go blow my nose and take something. So here we go.
And heading south from a security camera from a business near the Family Dollar store. That additional footage shows us that Deborah Collier
That's not very loud.
walked out of the Family Dollar store at 3:09, got into her van, and remained in her van in the parking lot for 10 minutes before leaving the parking lot.
Can you guys hear it?
And heading south on Georgia 15, Highway 441, US 23. Good morning. On behalf of Sheriff Joey Terrell, I want to welcome you. To begin with, I'd like to give you a brief synopsis of where we are to date on the investigation. The results of the autopsy are still pending. The results regarding the analysis of the items we've submitted to the crime lab are still pending. We are now just beginning to get responses to the search warrants and the subpoenas in the case to date. We can tell you that we have received additional footage from a security camera from a business near the Family Dollar store. That additional footage shows us that Deborah Collier walked out of the Family Dollar store at 3:09, got into her van, and remained in her van in the parking lot for 10 minutes before leaving the parking lot and heading south on Georgia 15, Highway 441, US 23. This tells us that the time frame is actually narrowed a little further for this case to begin at 3:19 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th, and ending at 12:44, Sunday, September 11th, the time of the discovery. Please understand that this case is very complex in nature and has a lot of questions and unknowns that aren't found in a typical death investigation. It is going to take significantly more time than the 19 days that have passed since the discovery to solve this crime. We also want you to know that we are working diligently to solve this case. We are trying to obtain as much information as possible so that we can put together facts and evidence to support a motive and also to identify a person or persons of interest. At this time, I'd like to call up lead investigator George Kaysen to assist with answering the questions that you may have. George.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here, being part of this. Hopefully we'll be able to answer some questions and give y'all some insight of where we're at and kind of what we're dealing with. First off, I want to start off by saying we have received a lot of questions that y'all have sent in. Some of these questions, the information that is pertaining to those questions is very sensitive information. We will try to answer them to the best that we can, but there will be information that we need to retain just for the simple fact of it being very sensitive, and we don't want our potential persons of interest to be able to get a hold of this information. Just that way it does not jeopardize the furtherance of our investigation. As far as some of these questions that were asked, I'm going to kind of go through a list of them and try to give answers as best as possible to you. One of the first questions that was asked is, can you confirm the Venmo message from the daughter, from mom to daughter was sent to mom's phone? We're still waiting more information that we have requested to confirm or deny where the Venmo was sent from, but we can confirm that Amanda did receive the Venmo. She did receive money. That much we do know right now. Continuing on.
Thanks,
Next
Cindy.
question was,
I
are you
gotta
in
go.
possession of
Now I gotta
Carter's
see what's
cell
wrong.
phone and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence, and it was located at the crime scene. The next question that was asked, continuing on, next question was, are you in possession of Collier's cell phone and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence, and it was located at the crime scene. The next question that was asked was, what was Collier's cause of death? And as Colonel Kogod mentioned, we are still awaiting the full report from the medical examiner's office. Once that comes in, we will absolutely update everyone.
Oh, wow, you have COVID, Cindy? Shit. Sorry about that.
What records and data have we analyzed? Due to that being sensitive information, much as the disclaimer that I gave when I first stepped up here, we don't want to reveal any information that could possibly be a potential or potentially jeopardize our investigation where our suspects will get that information. There was a question about Deborah's phone records. We have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers. We are working with them to get all pertinent data from those devices and from those carriers. So hopefully we'll be able to develop more of a timeline, a better timeline, and hopefully be able to find out more information about what exactly happened. Inclusion of family members, a question was related to that, is that right now we have not ruled anyone out at this point. We have ever developing leads and are gradually having information that we have requested come in. So we're still in the process of trying to find persons or person of interest, and as that information starts to trickle in, it will actually help us develop more information for y'all to have. We're continuing to investigate Deb's activities from September 10th through to September 11th, which is also going back to the timeline. We're gradually just getting more information in. We want to know just as much as anyone else does, and we are working, as Colonel Kogod said, we're working diligently. We've lost a lot of sleep, as such should be. In this investigation, we've devoted a lot of time to this investigation. There was a question about what search warrants have been executed. As far as the search warrants that we have done, again, we cannot give that information out just for the simple fact that it may jeopardize and give the information out to possible potential persons of interest. And we don't want to basically show our hand before we have facts.
Yeah, we've gone over this 100 times already, Zozo, and everybody keeps talking about going to the event. Okay, look it. All right, watch. Right here. The football stadium, the football game is right here. Okay, it's right there. In Athens, Georgia. They live right here. There's no reason that any of them would drive 71 miles up here to go buy a tarp and a poncho. Okay, so you know everybody keeps thinking, oh, do they want to go to the game? Or they're going to go to the game because the husband was. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay, there's no reason at all to drive 70 miles away. Secondly, the time that they were up here, they would have been 50 minutes late to the game just driving back to it. Okay, it's totally meaningless. The whole thing everybody keeps talking about. Oh, are they going to go to the game? I don't understand why it keeps being like it's something that people are talking about. There's some other reason that she drove 70 something miles up here. See that? Like right up here. Well, we've gone over it many days in a row, but yeah, this 71 miles is right here, and out here there's nothing. Look at this. There is nothing out here at all. Just tiny little towns with just, you know, you can pan out like this and there is absolutely nothing up there. Now down here is Athens, Georgia. You know, it's a pretty big little town with, it's got a football stadium. That's where they play. And that's where the dad was parking, you know, getting parking and everything situated. And for some reason, during that time, that her husband's parking vehicles, she's 71 miles up here in a Family Dollar store buying items. That make any sense to anybody? Hey, Olivia, are you joking? Okay, Olivia, here's the thing. Olivia, are you joking or not? You got one chance to remain on this channel. Okay? If your answer is no, I'm going to remove you permanently. If you are joking, it was funny. Okay? Because it's so ludicrous that I'm about ready to. We just don't do that on here. Okay? So, Olivia, go ahead. Just answer the question. Are you joking or not? That's how long you have left on the channel. Your entire idiotic comment up there. That's what I'm asking about. Okay? Go ahead. I mean, listen to this, everybody. Watch this one. Amanda was wheeled out of the black van in that wheelchair in the Family Dollar parking lot. I'm convinced that's her. Like 90% sure, and it would make sense why she was there in case seen. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Tell you what, we'll do. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just time you out. Maybe your brain will get better after we get you out of this thing. Okay. All right. Just putting you on timeout there. Hopefully it recovers by the time you get back. We're starting to sound like the Kanika Jenkins days now. Kanika Jenkins days. It's all starting up again. Yeah. Yeah, we know what you're talking about. You're talking about, you think that... hold on. Let me get it. I gotta open it up. Where is it? All right. So this right here, everybody, is Amanda. This is Amanda right here, everybody. She's being faked and wheeled out of the black van right here. This right here is Amanda. It's a deep undercover operation. Notice that's her being wheeled out of the van right there. Let's not confuse that with Chris Watts. There she is, pretending to be ill. Okay, and wow, give me a break. All right, let's get back to that video we were just watching.
Get a hold of this information, just that way it does not jeopardize the furtherance of our investigation.
Gosh, Gray, you're so mean.
As far as some of these
Yeah, you are, Gray.
I'm going to kind of go through a list of them.
Uh-oh, I was called so mean. Guess what, everybody? Oh, crap. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Look at that. So mean by LM, and just, I'm in trouble. Oh, no, it's whoever you want it to be, Julie. That's the way you do it. You just try to... what you do is you just say whatever you want it to be. Whatever the story... whatever makes the story better, that's who it is. Okay? So, of course, that's Amanda being wheeled out of the black van. Okay, and then right behind him is Dracula. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen, the way they set this thing up. It was almost like they were just trying to joke with people. Yep, I'm in jail again. It's unfortunate. But it's called the So Mean Jail for a reason. LM put me in jail. This might be one of those permanent ones, so I can tell the desire to... Oh, well, look at that. There's bail right there. Well, we're out. Thanks, Tamara. Not today.
Bail payment.
But tomorrow. Second, 2, 3, 1. Alright, got it. Oh, and got some ramen from Alley Cake and a little book money there from Georgina Stoliker. Very cool, very cool.
One of the first questions that was asked is, can you confirm the Venmo message from the daughter, from mom to daughter was sent to mom's phone? We're still waiting more information that we have requested to confirm or deny where the Venmo was sent from, but we can confirm that Amanda did receive the Venmo. She did receive money. That much we do know right now. Continuing on, our next question was, are you in possession of Collier's cell phone, and where was it found? Yes, we are in possession of that cell phone. We do have it in evidence, and it was located at the crime scene. The next question that was asked was, what was Collier's cause of death? And as Colonel Kogod mentioned, we are still awaiting the full report from the medical examiner's office. Once that comes in, we will absolutely update everyone on those findings. What records and data have we analyzed? Due to that being a sensitive,
His voice is pretty low, right, you guys? Let me boost him up a little bit here. So you guys got to remind me, because after this, it's gonna get blown out. All right, here we go. Testing, yeah.
sensitive information, much as the disclaimer that I gave when I first stepped up here. We don't want to reveal any information that could possibly be potential or potentially jeopardize our investigation where our suspects will get that information. There was a question about Deborah's phone records. We have served multiple search warrants on multiple different cell phone carriers. We are working with them to get all pertinent data from those devices and from those carriers. So hopefully we'll be able to develop more of a timeline, a better timeline, and hopefully be able to find out more information about what exactly happened. Inclusion of family members, a question was related to that. Is that right now we have not ruled anyone out at this point. We have ever developing leads and are gradually having information that we have requested come in. So we're still in the process of trying to find persons or person of interest. And as that information starts to trickle in, it will actually help us develop more information for y'all to have. We're continuing to investigate Deb's activities from September 10th through to September 11th, which is also going back to the timeline. We're gradually just getting more information in. We want to know just as much as anyone else does, and we're working as Colonel Kogod said, we're working diligently. We've lost a lot of sleep, as such should be, in this investigation. We've devoted a lot of time to this investigation. There was a question about what search warrants have been executed. As far as the search warrants that we have done, again, we cannot give that information out just for the simple fact that it may jeopardize and give the information out to possible potential persons of interest. And we don't want to basically show our hand before we have facts. And as Colonel Kogod said, then a couple other questions that were kind of obtained as far as Deborah's timeline. We have obtained additional footage from the parking lot, as he described, where she is in her 2022 Chrysler Pacifica van in the parking lot of the Family Dollar, which is obviously joined by other businesses. We've obtained additional footage and found that she stayed in that parking lot an additional 10 minutes. From that 10 minutes at 3:19 p.m., she leaves the parking lot and begins to head southbound on Georgia 15, which is the main highway, the 4-lane highway that connects Raven County to Habersham. She starts traveling southbound towards Tallulah Falls, which is just inside Habersham County. We are still in the process of trying to obtain videos from other locations and other businesses along that route, and we encourage any business along that route that might have cameras, please reach out to us. Look through your video cameras and reach out to us, that way we can have a meeting with you and see if we can kind of even narrow down our timeline even more. And as far as the timeline, the last time we know that she was alive was at 3:19, because we see her in that vehicle leaving the parking lot, heading southbound on Georgia 15. There was a question about our thoughts of this being a homicide. We have not changed our thoughts about this being a homicide. We're still treating this as a murder investigation, and we will not change that. We will diligently and continuously work day and night trying to solve this case and try to bring justice to Miss Collier and her family. A lot of the questions we got are kind of repeat, so if I do repeat some of these answers, I do apologize, but I'm trying to go through and trying to hit every question that was given to us. We are, again, going back to the cell phone providers and search warrants we've done. We're working with multiple
See you later,
cell phone
Julie.
providers to obtain necessary information. All we know right now, as far as the Venmo message, is that yes, it was sent to Amanda. There was a question in there as far as, do we know where the money is now? No, we don't. For the simple fact that we are still obtaining information, when it was sent, where it was sent, what device it was sent from. We're still trying to obtain that information right now.
I think she sent it.
Question back, going back to what you were saying about the death and why you're confident that this is a homicide. Was there any signs of trauma to the body that clearly indicated that this was?
So this is like, it's always troll night on the weekends, everybody. I'm insufferable because I didn't allow and I ridiculed a comment that pretended that Amanda's sitting in a wheelchair and being pushed in. I mean, it's beyond ridiculous. Okay, so here's the thing: if you don't like the way I do my show, just unsubscribe. It's not a big deal. Like I'm not somebody out there that's begging for subscribers. Okay, I'd like to have more because I think I do true crime the right way, but people don't like the right way. They like people to, discuss every crazy ass comment that there ever was. I mean, let's just sit around and talk about it. Now, wow, you really think that's Amanda? Now tell me about it. Explain it to me. Now, how does that work exactly? Oh, wow. Great point. Hey, do you want to come up on panel and talk about it for about 6 hours? It'd be freaking great. And then we can get all these other people to come up. I'm not going to do that, okay? And I don't have the ability to sound nice to those people, okay? I just don't. So if you're going, this is a serious thing, right? Like every once in a while we have humorous things that we do and happen and so forth, but true crime itself isn't something where you just come jumping in with some crazy crap like that. All right, and who are you to say? Me, okay, me. I get to say. I think it's dumb as hell talking about Amanda being in the wheelchair, being pushed out of a black van. Give me a break, okay?
A homicide.
The only thing we know as of right now is the burns of the body. We're still waiting for the absolute full report from the medical examiner's office, but nonetheless, because of the burns, we're still treating this like a murder. We're trying to investigate it as such, and we won't deter from that just because we're going to treat it like that investigation to get all thorough information.
And in the statement, it says, let's see, that this was, you're clear that this was a random act of violence. Generally speaking, if I say something is a random act of violence.
Let me stop you right there. Where did that statement come from?
Because it was not a random act of violence.
Okay. My apologies. Okay. What, meaning that it was not could you be more specific? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth. What does that mean? Does that mean someone knew someone?
No, what that means at this point is there is no information. I'm sorry. There is no information or evidence to this point that shows that this was something random, that there was something that was not from somebody that she either knew or somebody who she had some association with. That's what we're seeing at this time. So based on that information, we do not believe that this is a random act of violence. We do not believe that this is the act of a serial killer. We believe that this act was deliberate and personal. Okay?
See that? Big difference, big difference.
Yes, sir. Michael Ruiz from Fox News Digital. I'm just curious if Debbie's purse was recovered at the scene.
Yes, it was. We do have that.
So the purse and phone are at the scene.
Is that another purse than the one that was said to be left at her home?
That we're not aware of.
Yes.
We're still working on that, but we do know
it's a different purse.
Video, that was released.
I can actually answer that question.
That purse was found at the crime scene and is in evidence.
And one other question there is there anyone in that area that she is acquainted with? Is there a reason she would go up there dressed in her Bulldogs jersey on game day and drive an hour?
We're still trying to work with that. Again, like I said, as far as some of the search warrants and some of the follow-ups that we're doing, we're trying to obtain that information to see if she has any connections. If anyone, and that's one thing too, I'm glad you asked that. If anyone does have any kind of contact, and we encourage the public as well, if anyone had contact with Deborah Collier during that time frame, as far as from September 9th all the way through September 11th, specifically around the time frame of 3/19 to Sunday when the body was found, if anyone had any contact or might have seen or talked to her, please, we encourage you to come forward and speak with us.
Investigator Payson, Joy Priscilla, Haversham. You mentioned that she headed south on Highway 115.
Georgia 15, sorry.
After leaving the Family Dollar store. Did the school zone cameras in Tallulah Falls School pick up her departure?
Absolutely. And actually, I'm glad you asked that. I do have something that we're going to make readily available for y'all when we're done with this press conference. We do have in our possession, this is an actual photograph from the Tallulah Falls school cameras. She was seen traveling northbound on Georgia 15, just north of our crime scene there, which is just south of Victory Home Lane. This is a picture of her traveling northbound on Georgia 15, traveling through these cameras at 2:17 p.m. on Saturday. Once we're done with this, I will actually tape it up here on the wall so that way anyone and everyone can come up here and get a better picture of it, because I understand it's hard to see from here.
Yeah, and by the way, like a lot of times with these troll accounts that show up, you guys, when you click on them and you go to their account, like the one that just made that last comment was created on September 11th, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and all they were made for is to troll people. Like there's nothing you know, it's just a cartoon character, not a damn thing on there. And that's what this. I have a person that creates a lot of fake accounts. There's even some that have my name, the city that I live in, and then a picture of Hitler. You know, it's just this guy is nuts. You know, a crazy person.
Once we're done, you can come up and get a better picture.
Did you see her coming back southbound?
We have not. We have been in coordination.
What do you mean by mic?
Chief Elrod
I know why.
From the Tualatin Falls Police Department. She has spent many countless sleepless.
The reason my mic sounds, how about now? Does that sound better? The reason it sounds crackly is because I applied a 15 boost on the mic so you could hear this guy well. I bet my voice sounds normal now, right? But if I talk like that, then it's terrible because it's way up there. You see? I forgot that I put the 15 boost on there for you guys. I told you, but you didn't remind me.
Nights looking through cameras, and that being one of the most heavily trafficked roads in northeast Georgia, especially for travel towards the North Carolina mountains. There's probably in the upwards of 150 to 160,000 cars that come through there. So they are still looking through to see if we can find her coming back south.
I got a question about the van while we're on the topic. So according to the original report was sent out, the van was seen by a Tallulah Falls officer sitting there on the side of the road.
I'm not sure what that means,
Saturday.
Janet.
And of course, when you all got there,
Or
the
Jane
van was there on
Haiku.
Sunday.
Correct.
Is it y'all's impression that the van was there that entire time, from 5 o'clock till?
I think it was.
Obviously, from our timeline, we know it wasn't there the entire time.
He
It was not there?
misheard what he said.
From 5 p.m. Saturday, it was
5 p.m. Saturday
to 11ish, 12ish when you guys got there Sunday. Did it ever leave that location?
Oh, God.
Okay.
The train horn would
5 o'clock
just
thing. I don't know
suck.
if you were talking about Friday, but
No,
as
Saturday.
far as the timeline, the only times we can establish as far as that van is there is that we're still getting trickling information. I think there was another question in here if there was any
Drama!
Yes, because it has helped us narrow down timelines. We're still following up to see if we can actually get confirmation of this van being there at certain times. But as of right now, from what we know, that van was there at the crime scene on Sunday, is what we can confirm. Now, as far as her time getting back to the crime scene, we cannot confirm that. We're still working on leads and trying to confirm that information.
During the time that you say she was sitting in the parking lot outside Family Dollar,
Yes, ma'am.
she left at 3:19. At 3:17 is when this Venmo message
Correct.
was sent. And earlier you mentioned you're still trying to determine what device that was sent from.
Right.
Does that mean that you all do not yet know if she in fact sent that message herself?
Well, as the investigation goes on, I mean, we're doing a lot of search warrants to try to obtain any information that we possibly can. And as we know,
This
as
is
far as
317
digital
right here.
information,
That's 317 when
all
she
the
stopped.
digital Electronic devices we have these days, you can access accounts from many different devices.
Venmo message
which is why
sent.
we're going through
Now
the
leaving the
extent of
parking
being
lot.
able to determine what device that Venmo was sent from.
And her daughter received that payment at 3:17. She said in the Athens.
You guys there now?
Still trying to determine what device that was sent from.
Right.
Does that mean that you all do not yet know if she in fact sent that message herself?
Well, as the investigation goes on, I mean, we're doing a lot of search warrants to try to obtain any information that we possibly can. And as we know, as far as with the digital information and all the digital electronic devices we have these days, you can access accounts from many different devices, which is why we're going through the extent of being able to determine what device that Venmo was sent from.
And her daughter received that payment at 3:17. She said in the Athens Clark County Police Department report, when she reported her mother missing, that it worried her. She tried to call her mom on her cell phone. But two things. One, she had said that her mother only took her debit card and car keys. She didn't mention her purse. She didn't
That doesn't
mention
mean
her cell
anything to
phone.
me, that part.
Also, that it took her 3 hours, according to the timeline in the missing person report, from 3:17 to 6:01 before she actually reported her mother missing. Have you all looked into why there was a delay?
Yes, we have looked in, and again, we're still waiting for more information to come back, again, with the search.
It almost feels like sometimes a man. Ooh,
We're trying to develop
that's
those
too loud.
timelines and get confirmations of where these people were at, or anyone that was close to Deborah at the time. We're just trying to develop and get that information and get factual information, so that way we can actually start putting a basis to this.
Investigator, on the original incident report, there's a check mark about drug use. Was there any reason to?
I'm gonna let Colonel Coe go.
I can answer that. So patrol deputies, when they respond to scenes like this and they don't know exactly what they have, they normally mark whatever may be applicable. In this case, because it was so questionable and there were so many
At FD
unknowns
that
when we
day?
got to the scene,
What the hell are you
they
talking?
marked it as a possibility that it could be drug related. However, at this time, the
Thanks,
investigation
GHI.
is not leading us in that direction.
Is that another example why there may not be an obvious trauma, like someone shot, stabbed, or, you know?
Could be, but again, it's so preliminary in the investigation that we really can't make that determination. We just do not believe, based on what we have at this time, that this is drug related.
The tip that Amanda Bearden was at the Family Dollar, did that come from her? Did it come from somewhere else? And what is the significance of her not being at that location that Saturday?
I'll try to answer that as best as well. So the tip, as far as her being at the Family Dollar, came from an initial interview to where she was talking about her and her mother going to Family Dollar to buy cleaning supplies to help clean up her apartment when she got back to Georgia. As far as anything, as far as the Family Dollar visit, I don't think that actually came from her, right?
No, it come from a.
Yeah, come on. This is Investigator Garrison. He's also one of my team leads.
So I pulled the video footage from the store and talked with everybody from the store. Based off of that, with Miss Collier, she was there for that time period from 2:54 till 3:10. Got in her car at 3:10 till 3:20. It was asked that if Amanda was in there earlier, and Amanda, based off of our knowledge at this time, there was some confusion there, and the associate that worked there actually saw the mother and not the daughter. I was able to provide photos to that store clerk to confirm that, based off of what we were told, and she said, no, I remember seeing the mother, not the daughter.
Can you speak to whether Amanda Bearden has any acquaintances or friends, family in the area?
Like the investigator Kaysen said, we can't confirm that right now. I'm sure once we start getting some of these subpoenas and search warrants back on these phone records, we'll be able to give an answer on that at that time.
When was the last time Amanda told you all she saw her mom? And can you confirm or report that Debbie's husband, Steve, was working during the time of Debbie's disappearance?
All right, so what we can confirm as far as that question right there is that we know that Amanda talked on the phone with her mother on Saturday afternoon. I'll have to look back at my notes from the actual report itself.
Some kind of an announcer, huh, Billy?
Actual time for it, but the last time she spoke to her mom was on the phone. As far as Steve working, we have pulled video from Synovus Bank where he stated that he was working that day because of being a UGA gang. He works for a private company called the
They won't
Club
sue him for saying
private
that.
contracts Synovus Bank's parking lot to park vehicles for the game day. They use that parking lot to provide parking for people coming to the game. We have confirmed that he was there. From Synovus Bank, where he stated that he was working that day because of being a UGA gang. He works for a private company called the Club that private contracts Synovus Bank's parking lot to park vehicles.
I don't know what the deal is.
They use that parking lot to
Almost feels like
provide
it's
parking
this
for people coming
stream
to the game.
deck thing.
We have confirmed that he was there from, I'm making sure I get the times right.
9 to 4:06.
From 9 to 4:06. 9 a.m. to 4:06 p.m. on Saturday.
I'm Nora Almazan of WCHM. Do you have any reason to believe that she could have met someone there where her van was parked?
I'm going to go back to the answer as far as we're not ruling anything out. We're still trying to develop leads. We're still following up on tips and information. We're still awaiting information back from search warrants and subpoenas that we have sent off. Once that, and for phone records as well, once that information comes back and we have time to actually analyze and go through the details, then we'll have a better answer for that.
Investigator case, and I know you said that the state medical examiner's autopsy report has not yet been completed, but in the report that you all released last week, you stated that Ms. Collier's body was found down the ravine and she was grasping a small tree in her hand. What does that indicate?
I mean, that's a lot of different indications.
I mean,
kind of talk about that.
At this point, we're not sure what it indicates.
Could she have been alive?
Very possible that she could have been alive at the time she went down the ravine. But again, the autopsy will help us to narrow down time of death, help us to narrow down toxicology reports, help us to narrow down other things related to the body itself that we don't know at this time.
So would that indicate, if she were alive, that she survived being burned?
Very possible. Again, very preliminary in nature.
I think she died
Yes.
between
As far as the
3:20
crime
and
scene itself,
5 o'clock.
Is that private property? Is it public right-of-way? Is it U.S. Forest Service, National Forest land, or?
I believe it's U.S. National Forest land.
It is, yes.
Really quickly, Kara Spelter, 11 Alive. In reference to the crime scene, it's mentioned that the purse that she had at the store was found there. Were any other items recovered, including the poncho she bought?
Yes. So all the items that were purchased as far as from the Family Dollar that we can tell right now, again, we're still going through the investigation, but we can confirm that the majority of those items were found on the crime scene.
All right, yeah, so the majority of them were found. You know, he didn't say all of them were found, so that means this is where I got cut off last time. You probably didn't hear it. I was probably talking for 10 minutes while I was buffering. The majority of the items were found. Well, every single item should be found, right? Every single one of them. It's not like you're going to buy a lighter and throw it away immediately after you buy it. The paper towels obviously look like they made it there. The blue tarp you're not going to throw away. The poncho you're not going to throw away. You're not going to throw away the red handbag, which we already know was there. The handbag, the tarp, everything. So it makes you wonder, you know, what the item was that was missing. Was it the lighter? Was it the, you know, something else, right? I mean, it would be interesting if it's a lighter, because he is saying that there, most of the items were found, right? Well, if the lighter's missing and she has charring on her stomach, that would be pretty interesting, right? She has charring on her stomach, but there's no lighter. Yeah, so how would that have happened? So you might ask yourself, in that scenario, what does that mean? Hey, thanks, Play-Doh. Other than the buffering, but I can always start it up again quickly, so I just start up OBS Studio again. I'm not sure what the issue is. It feels like it's almost like a RAM kind of thing. I don't know, it's weird. But also, there was some update that I just did with my Stream Deck, and it seems like that causes problem. Is this the one? Here. Stupid, you hear that? Stupid. A dog bark. Come on. Come on. Come on. And bat shit right at the end. You heard it.
You mentioned a minute ago that Amanda had just moved back to Georgia. Where was she and when did she move back?
So this is what we can confirm. She lived in Maryland with her brother. She lived in, I think, the same apartment complex, correct? With her brother up in Maryland. City, I can't tell you what the city is because I don't have my notes and stuff in front of me, but I do know it's Maryland. She moved down here on the 8th, which would have been Thursday, September 8th, when she moved down here to Georgia. So we know that she was down here at some point.
I don't think the bullet means anything.
Yes, sir.
You're clear it's not a kidnapping, despite the fact of that note with the Venmo note. Well, is that something that has made things particularly murky because that note
Or it's useless.
give the impression something was going on?
I'll tell you straight up. Right here, as far as this investigation goes, it seems like once we get on track with something, like a curveball comes in out of nowhere. That's why we're staying diligent and trying to.
That was funny. We both laughed about that because I told him, I said, man, every time we're just like, you see something, then boom, a fact completely wipes it out. And he goes, yeah, I said that at the press conference. And I go, I know. It's, I mean, we've been saying that. We've been covering this case since the 20th on this channel. So, I mean, that's sort of the main theme. Even the first night, you're going through stuff, and it's just, this doesn't even make any sense. You try to put see, we like to put puzzles together and have things make sense, right? Like, boom, boom, boom. But in this one, every time you think you have a good idea about something, nah, that's not normal at all, like this. This is curveball after curveball after. I mean, there's always a curveball or so in a case, but this one has every single element. There's a counter to it, and it's really bothersome, really wild.
On top of things and following up with leads because we want to make sure we get facts, specifically to give y'all.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's cooler in person, actually talking.
Pushing forward.
Did Amanda give any theory as to what was going on, why she would get that kind of message, especially now that we know that message was probably sent in that 2 to 3 minute window after her getting out of the store? Right.
She has not given any kind of insight as far as to that. She has been asked, and again, I'd have to go back to my notes to give you the exact statement she gave.
Sounds like she bought the items because of her ruse.
Insight to it on who they are.
And where is the sheriff in all of this? We've not heard from Sheriff Terrell directly.
I'll let his second in command. This is
So, as any good leader, the sheriff delegates certain authority, certain responsibilities to other people to be performed on his behalf. I have been appointed as the PIO for the Sheriff's Office, Public Information Officer, and I can assure you that Sheriff Terrell is the reason that we're doing this today. But I'm the spokesperson, and that's why he has allowed us to report to you and also to bring in the investigators that are actually working the case to give you as much accurate and detail as we can on the ongoing investigation.
Is he here in Habersham?
No, ma'am, he has been called out of state. So he is not here right now. So it is now 9:30. Again, I want to reiterate to everyone that this is a very complex investigation. It has a lot of unanswered questions. It also has a lot of issues that you don't see in a typical death investigation. For that reason, it is going to take a significant amount of time, well beyond what we've had in the past 19 days, to solve this crime. But we are working diligently to do that. We are working diligently to determine a motive, to find people or a person of interest, and to bring a resolution to this case for Deborah Collier and her family. Thank you.
Colonel, may I make a statement?
Sure, absolutely.
Also, going off of what he said, as far as in the 19-day investigation, to kind of more elaborate on that. This investigation is a marathon. It's not a sprint to the finish. We are going to make sure we take our time so that way when an arrest is made or when persons of interest are actually identified, that there will be ironclad information behind that and supporting our reasoning. We want to encourage anyone that has any information to please reach out. We are following up on any tip and any lead that we could possibly get. My opinion, and I try to leave my opinions out of this, there's no such thing as bad information as far as given to us to follow up with, because we're going to follow up.
How did your sister not know where she lived?
Or whether it's factual or whether it's pertinent to our investigation. So please, if anyone has any information, do not hesitate to reach out and speak with us. you want me to go ahead and just give them put our phone number out?
Yeah, I was going to do the
My
911.
direct line is 706-839-0560.
And there you go. That's the number I
Investigator
called.
Garrison, who is my partner on this investigation, his phone number is 706-839-0559. Please contact us with any information. If anyone has had any kind of contact or has anything that might help us further.
Hey, Gail, are you joking around, or what are you?
Autopsy, when did you guys expect it to?
We're still waiting. We did have a meeting with them. They have prioritized things. So they initially gave us a 6-week time frame, but depending on how long it takes, once we get it back, we will have another.
I don't know if that's really that's a troll account,
One last
isn't it?
question. Chief Deputy Kogon, I had asked you this previously, but why was the GBI not requested?
Created in
to
July?
lead this investigation?
Because the Habersham County Sheriff's Office is a full-service sheriff's office. We're a full-service law enforcement agency. We have a complete division that is dedicated to investigating crimes that occur here in Habersham County. It is made up of professional men and women, law enforcement officers who have received special training in death investigations and crime scene. However, as any law enforcement agency will do, we still reach out to our counterparts, be it the GBI, FBI, and private entities that have resources that can help us with situations or items that may need a little more expertise, that may need a little more knowledge than we have. We reach out to them, and all of our partners have been tremendous help and given us that guidance that we need when we call on them. So it's a total team effort. We are just the lead agency because we're responsible.
Well, it might
for
be the real
investigating
person. I don't know, Ozzy, Tricia. I'm just like.
Oh, the video that you discovered, will that be available too?
Yes, we will make the video available. We will have it to you. If you will leave us an email address to send, we will send it to you by close of business today. Okay? Thank you very much.
And again, like I said, the picture of the vehicle, I'm going to leave right here. So that way y'all can actually get a better picture of that.
Jason, if you just leave that picture.
Oh, there you go. All right, now. This is the.
Yes, sir. My name is Diane Shirley, and my sister lives.
That's the sister of Debbie. Let me turn off this filter now. Testing. Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's the normal audio. Okay, there we go.
In Georgia, and my niece told me she was missing. Her name is Deborah Collier,
Yeah, you said that one already.
or she could go by Debbie.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if y'all have any information about it.
As far as, I mean, no, not other than with the officer or whoever is working on the case. I don't know anything.
Well, maybe she wanted her found. KK does makeup. Are you going to start a true crime channel too? Do makeup and then true crime? Always works. But yeah, here's the thing is it seems like she probably wanted her mom found because maybe it gets the ball rolling on any sort of death and then life insurance payouts and so forth.
Where does she live? Do you know?
All I know is, I'm sorry, I don't know
What's her
her
last name?
address. Collier.
Okay.
Collier.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any information. When there's something, they will contact the family. Whenever they, like I said, whenever they have something for that.
Okay.
All right.
We're just not wondering if y'all have any
rewound it.
information about it.
As far as, I mean, no, not other than with the officer or whoever is working on the case. I don't know anything. Where does she live? Do you know?
All I know is, I'm sorry, I don't know
What's her
her
last name?
address. Collier.
Okay.
Collier.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any information. When there's something, they will contact the family. whenever they, like I said, whenever they have something for that.
Okay.
All right.
We're just not getting information, so I'm just.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I am really worried about my sister.
Okay.
And
you know what she? Do you have any information where she might go, or you have anything to add?
Well,
to it?
from my niece,
Amanda.
she said that she was in an accident about a month ago, and she was, on the road. She was following this truck.
So, I mean, if you put all the pieces together, it's weird, right? Because here's Amanda trying to sort of sidetrack. Hey, she tells her aunt about this other guy that was freaking out when paint hit the car. And then, so that's the aunt bringing that up. And then you have her calling the police a whole bunch of different times. I don't know, just...
And this truck lost a paint can, and the paint can hit my sister's car, and the paint went everywhere. And the driver was trying to convince my sister not to tell the cops that he was driving because
some people
he was out on parole,
see where they're
and
at.
there was, a stipulation to his parole that he couldn't drive.
I got you.
And
Do you think that was, I'm sorry. I was going to ask, do you think that was told to anybody else? Well, do you think that was told to the officer, that concern?
That standing from my niece.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the officer knows that, but I can have him call you if you want to pass it along with him. Anything to help,
Yes, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Because I'm in Alabama.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm in Alabama, and I'm really too. She won't, she's not communicating very well with us, and I really would like to know what's going on.
I got you. Yeah, since you may have insight on that, I'll have the sergeant give you a call. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. That would be wonderful.
All right. And let's see here. Excuse me one more time. What's your name?
My name is Diane.
People are so much politer, older people, like, that would be true. Like when I'm at a restaurant with my mom, and the waiter comes by and says, "Hey, would you like some more coffee?" My mom will say, "Oh, that would be lovely, thank you." I mean, I can't imagine saying that. I'd be like, yeah, I guess. All right, thanks. I mean, if you ever catch me saying, when somebody comes by and says, "Hey, would you like some more cream in that coffee?" And I said, "That would be terrific, thank you." I just, boom, put me out of my misery. Okay, that's it. All right.
And Shirley.
Hey, your phone number?
No, it's not really that normal. Sounds weird to me.
Yes, sir.
And this is your sister, right?
Yes.
I think a lot of you guys are on.
Her daughter's name is Amanda Bearden. She would be the one that would...
Okay, well, there's not much more in that one. So let me... let's switch over to the... now that we're sort of revisiting it, we might as well listen to the original one from the dad again.
Candy 911.
Yes. Came home. My wife wasn't home. Her
Why do you have to
driver's
use words
still
like
in
it's
there,
lovely?
The rental car's gone.
It's just weird.
And her daughter's here, and we were kind of worried about.
I don't know, Zozo. It's hard to believe, man. You polite is sort of. I mean, you're polite sometimes when you're like, "Hey," but man, some of your comments.
What's happening and where she's at? I was wondering if you could send somebody over here.
Okay. Do you have any medical issue? Let's say like Alzheimer's or something like that?
No. She's 59 years old. No, she has no medical issues like that. And according to her daughter, who went up and her purse is still here with her driver's license.
Oh yeah, I'm so.
The only
lovely.
thing is the phone is gone, and she sent her daughter a text about 2 hours ago saying they won't let me go. Whatever that means, we don't know. And I've been gone all day parking cars for the football game, and that's where we at.
What's your address, sir?
435 Rocky Drive, Athens, Georgia.
You said 435 Rocky Drive?
Yes, it's right next to Sandy Creek Park.
Okay, so she sent your daughter a text message saying that
My stepdaughter.
stepdaughter that they won't let her go,
Yeah, she got a text message saying that.
and it come from her number, right? What's your name, sir?
Steve Collier.
Spell your last name for me.
Collier.
And your wife's name?
Deborah. We call it Debbie, but it's Deborrah.
Same last name?
Collier, yes.
How old is she? Said 59?
59. Just turned 59.
You just returned home, right?
Pardon me?
You just returned home, right?
Yes, I just returned home. I was parking cars until about 4:30, and
I don't
when I
think it has
came back,
anything to do with it.
the van that she had rented because her car was in the shop was gone. I figured she was shopping for food.
Okay. So and her car is there?
Pardon me? Her van's not here.
Okay. But her
The funny
driver's
part is right there. He sort of sounds like a little bit like this one.
It's a house.
You know, on that one part.
Okay. But her driver's license and what else is there?
Right.
Home?
Yeah, her driver's license is here.
What else did she leave? With a purse or anything else?
Yeah, she left her purse, and her credit cards are here.
When was the last time she was seen?
Well, I left at 9 o'clock. She was still sleeping. So, last night. I mean, she went to bed last night, and I left, and the van was here.
So is your stepdaughter there though? I mean, did she see her today?
Pardon me?
Did your stepdaughter see her today?
Wait a minute.
You say stepdaughter. Did she see her or?
Say that again. I'm trying to control a dog.
Okay, your stepdaughter. Did she see her?
No,
recently?
no, nobody has seen her. I was probably the last person to see her last night.
What time? You said 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock we went to bed.
You left this morning, right?
Yes, at about 9.
I'm sorry. So did you see her this morning or last night?
No, I saw her last night at about 9 when she went to bed. And when I left, the van was here. And
So she was. You don't know if she was still there or not. You didn't see her this morning.
Right, except the van was still here. So I'm assuming she was sleeping.
Do you live in a trailer or a house?
It's a house.
Okay, Jesus, I didn't mean to.
What time was the message sent to your stepdaughter?
What time? About 2 hours ago?
About 2 hours ago?
Yes.
And it specifically said they won't let me go.
She had lunch
Or,
with
yeah, that's what the message said.
her daughter and her boyfriend.
And
Amanda
that's
and
all it
her
said, right?
That's all it said.
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving her. What kind of car is that?
It's, I don't know, because her car's in the shop, so,
That.
it's,
Wait, what did you say?
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving her. What kind of car is that?
Driving north. Who said that she was driving north? Who said that? That's interesting. How did he... Ooh, it's a conspiracy, man. How did the 911 operator know that she was driving north? Nobody said anything about that yet. How did he know that?
And that's all it said, right?
That's all it said.
And she was last seen driving, or she was driving her. What kind of car is that?
It's I don't know, because her car's in the shop, so the rental place on
The van that she was driving, was she be in, or you don't know?
no, I don't know. It's Enterprise. She made a call from Enterprise. It's a Pacifica or something.
That's the car you saw this morning, though, right?
Yeah, the black van. Yeah.
It's a black Pacifica,
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Pacifica.
and that's a rental car.
Yes, from Enterprise.
All right, I'm sorry. What's her birthday?
Deborah, D-E-B-B-I-E, or her given name is Deborah.
No, her birthday.
D-E-B-O-R-R-A-H.
Her birthday? And she white female, black female?
Pardon me?
She white or black?
White.
It's a house. How tall is she?
About 5'5".
How much she weigh?
About 150. 145, somewhere around there.
What color hair?
Blondish.
Would she be going to somebody's house, or?
That's a good question. I thought she was out shopping for food. Her daughter came over with that strange message, and then went upstairs to her bedroom and found out that her driver's license and credit card's still here. So that doesn't sound like her leaving the house to go shopping like I thought she was. She usually shops for food on Saturday.
So she don't have any money at all with her, or any other car?
Not to our knowledge. She has nothing.
But is her purse there?
Yes.
She left the purse as well?
Yes.
Does she have family here in town?
No, just her daughter.
Have you tried to call the hospitals and jails just to be sure?
No, I didn't think of calling the hospital.
Okay. Go ahead. Like I said, I got them on the way out there to you.
Okay.
Go ahead and call both hospitals, Athens and St. Mary's, and just check with the jail as well to make sure. And we'll have somebody come out there and talk to you.
Okay. I appreciate it.
And your phone number.
Yes.
There goes my stomach. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Amanda Bearden, and I filed a missing persons report on my mother last night, or yesterday, excuse me, and I was just wondering if maybe I could speak with the detective that's been assigned to her case.
I just want to get a feel for where you're at here.
I sure do. I mean, do you want the case number? I mean,
I the case number so I can look it up that way.
Bear with me just a second. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Okay, it's 2022 dash 0910 0216.
216.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hang on just a second. And the detective may not actually be in the building yet, so I may have to get you a patrol officer. Okay, so just bear with me just a second.
Okay.
What do you guys like more, the or the it's a house? Oh man, this.
So 09010. I'm sorry, the handwriting is not that great, but it's 09100216.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I missed.
I mean, it's weird because it seems like she really wants stuff to get
Rocky
moving.
Drive?
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like she wants it solved. Like she's trying to get it solved.
And what kind of update do you have, just so I know what to try to?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like I had an update. I just meant. Oh my God! I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I'm not in a clear mental state. This is my mother that's missing. I just wanted to talk to them. I wanted to see if maybe there was something that I could do. I do have the rental agreement number if they needed that. I mean, that's the only thing that I have to offer. So maybe, because she was in a rental car, I do have her rental agreement number. If they could maybe trace the GPS in it.
I mean, it's really weird, right? Because, like, when you listen to this, you would kind of go, God, you know, she almost seems like she's trying to help find her mom, right? I mean, here's the... But maybe she does want people to find her mom. Right? Because they didn't try to hide the rental car. You track the GPS coordinates, it leads right to the car, it leads right to her. They found her really quickly after they got there.
All right, what's your phone number?
Yeah, it's weird how it sounds like it, you know. Oh, she's full of shit, Gray, man. Can't you hear her?
Her daughter?
Yes, ma'am. Take a deep breath for me, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'd be upset too. I completely understand that part, like being upset about it. So the officer that took your report is already gone for the day. He worked last night. And then the detectives, I don't think they're in the building right now. They're kind of working on an on-call basis, so I don't know that I can get in touch with them unless I have
I think she
something,
wanted them to be...
you know, fresh to give them,
know.
and that would be something. But I can see if I can get another officer to call you back, okay?
I think it's certain that she wanted her
we
mom
got the
found.
bolo out
Okay?
for her.
Let's
Like,
put it
we got
that way.
everybody, you know, keeping their eyes peeled for her and that kind of thing. So,
I'm not trying to be a smart aleck here or anything, but do I need to hire a private detective maybe? Because I mean, and I'm not...
You guys just aren't doing enough, and I want to, you know, here's the thing, is I think we can all agree that she really wants her mom found, right? Now, what the motive of her mom being found, we don't know.
I'm not trying to be ugly or anything, but I don't understand why I mean, I know you don't know everything, of course, but why it hasn't, what I've asked being done, like why isn't the GPS in her van being traced?
Why?
Do I need
Come
a
on.
private detective to do that? I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly or anything.
I know.
I just, the most help.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I mean, I actually sound sort of like this sometimes when I'm like trying to get something done. Never really works, you know, but you call up like and you're like, man, is there a way I can just skip right through you? You know, don't you hate this when they all sound the same? You call up and there's just something just absolutely not working or something, and the customer service person goes, oh, I absolutely understand how you feel. Oh, that must be awful. Oh, yeah, that's a terrible thing. You know, they act like they give a shit. And then when you finally get to the point where yeah, well, here's what I need you guys to do. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to help, you know. So sort of you just want to skip right by those people and get right to the supervisor. You know, that's what I always try to do. It's crazy.
She's in a, like, what is she?
She's an adult. I got it.
So that makes things a little more difficult because people are
We don't know
allowed
when they were.
to
There's no
leave and
time.
go and do things without telling other people. And I know that's not a good answer. I understand that. But that is
This
also...
is definitely after. It's the next day.
That is also part of it because she is an adult. So it just takes some time also to do these things. And so I don't specifically know what they've done yet or not. I wasn't here last night, so I don't know. But from my understanding, they would be doing everything that we know to do currently. But I will definitely get somebody to call you back, okay?
Okay, thank you for talking to me.
It's no problem. I'm so sorry. I hate that this is happening to you. What was your name again, sweetie?
Amanda Bearden.
So you could make a case that all of these kind of things are to put on record that, look, I was just so, you know, I was so down and out. Now, she really could be, but she's calling up and with nothing to offer, so you kind of wonder if there's another motive for some of these phone calls. I mean, she's not offering anything new. She sort of did say, hey, why don't you guys check the GPS? But it sort of feels like, you know, those people that get a hold of, you know, insert themselves into a case because they really want to know where people are at, you know. It could be something like that. You know, allegedly. You know, I don't know, right? That's the weird part is I do not know. This is one of those things where everything's just a guess at this point. There's a lot of facts, but there's a lot of stuff where you just have to maybe kind of guess and figure out, does that make sense?
Amanda Bearden. Spell your last name.
Bearden.
Okay. All right. I'll get somebody to call you back here shortly. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Athens Clark County Police.
This is our second one.
Hi, can I speak with Colonel Johnson?
See, now she's like, hey, where's Colonel Johnson? Hey, Colonel, what do you got for, where we at here, huh?
Okay, I don't have a Colonel Johnson.
She was probably looking at CL, like corporal, maybe?
Okay, he just called me.
Or maybe it's not, I don't know if that's what it is.
I have some more information for him, and I wanted to get it to him. My name's Amanda Bearden.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second.
Maybe it's not CL, I don't even know what corporal.
Yes, Sergeant Johnson, we had you talk to.
Sergeant.
Sergeant Johnson, I'm sorry, honey.
No, that's okay. There's lots of Johnsons around here, so I want to make sure I got the
I get it.
Hey, remember Die Hard? Hey, I thought you were Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. I thought about it, and I have her iCloud information. I know that it's
You know what? Everybody, look at. I mean, I've been so helpful. How could I have anything to do with it? Oh yeah, here's her iCloud. Check it out. Here is I got the rental agreement. God, what am I not doing for you guys?
correct me if I'm wrong, but if the phone is turned off, it would still track her. But I do have her. I've got her Apple ID and what I thought was her password, but the password isn't working. I don't know if y'all have technology or whatever, but I do have. I don't know. I'm just. I mean, you know.
All right, hold on 1 second, okay?
He said he'd call me back. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. They could just. What is she saying?
What I thought was her password, but the password isn't working. I don't know if y'all have technology or whatever, but I do have.
So what I'm doing is I'm calling you to tell you that I can't even get into the device that I was trying to get into, but I wanted to let you know that I was helping, even though I can't really help you at all because I couldn't get in. But maybe you guys have some better. Yeah, geez.
I don't know. I'm just. I mean, you know.
But you know what? This could all be actually what she's saying.
Okay, thank you.
People are just weird, you know. We don't know. The funny thing is, she could totally be just somebody that the other person knows, and this is all maybe make her look bad. That could be a possibility. We just don't know. That's right. I think it is CPO. Yeah. Do you have technology that maybe can get into this thing, or? Yeah, I think it feels like she's fishing for information. That's what it feels like. But I wonder if we'd feel like that if there was somebody else that was just absolutely like... Let me ask you guys this. Let's listen to this for a second. Let's say Debbie had an ex-husband who's bitter over, like they have this other kid, but she's married to somebody else, but this ex-husband... bitter over, they're about ready to go to court in about a week, had all this crazy stuff going on with financial records and so forth, and he skipped town right after that. He's like the most logical person you could ever imagine, but yet Amanda still acted the way she does. Would we assign as much nefariousness to all of her behavior in that situation? I'm just wondering. Okay, I mean, I think you might be like, oh, of course. See, here's the thing. If Amanda was pretty, right? Like, let's say Amanda was pretty and there was some other villain that was in the case. Maybe people would be like, oh, wow, look at her. She's just so desperate. I bet you people would hear it a little differently. You know what I mean? I do. It's just the way human nature is. That's the truth. I think if there was another person, another villain, that was a horrendous, like an abusive ex-husband, that they were about to go to court for child support payments, And even though she was remarried again, and all of a sudden she disappears right before it. But all the other elements are the same. We got this daughter getting the Venmo payments, and even the same message that came by, and all that stuff. We'd probably all be looking at the other guy as the one who did it. So it's kind of weird how things work based on circumstances, right? And let's say she was like, very pretty, attractive, and it's like, oh God, really more sympathetic, and she could almost use the same wording and sound exactly the same on that call we just heard, right? But we would assign it differently. We'd be looking at it like, wow, she's so desperate, man. My heart breaks. I guarantee it. It's hilarious. It's funny, but I'm with you though. I feel like there's something up with her. It's just, sometimes I hold back because I realize that you can easily be wrong in situations like this, right? What are you talking about, LM? See, LM, you always misperceive things so poorly. There's no foot put in a mouth at all, man. I said exactly what I wanted to say. I absolutely said what I wanted to say, and your perception's always absolutely ludicrous, okay? So every once in a while it'd be cool if you just sort of understood or just kept your mouth shut sometimes, because sometimes you don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about. It's crazy. Anyways, yes, I do think that the circumstances are what get people to think a certain way, right? In this case, I think that, based on all the other information, she's likely, there's some connection to her to what's going on in the case, right? Yeah. Yeah, what if it's like her boyfriend who set something up that she didn't really want to be part of or something, and she knows exactly what happened, but I don't know. And then you have to say that she's fishing for information for a reason. Yeah. No, would you be? If you, but but the scenario that I painted, Dan, not if this girl just happened to be pretty. What I was saying is if there was this other person, like an abusive ex-husband, who she was just about to go to a court date 3 days later, right? And she goes missing on the day before, and it's just kind of obvious, one of those typical cases that we always hear about. And yet the pretty daughter was making comments like that. Don't you think you would think a little differently? Like the daughter did that, and let's say even the Venmo message appeared. We would probably all assign it to that ex, trying to pin it on the stepdaughter that he hates, and all this crap. It's just, I can see that. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes it's, you kind of want to just temper what you're saying just because you don't really know, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the reason she's sketchy, Alex, is because of the circumstantial evidence surrounding it, is what I'm saying. I just like people to think about stuff sometimes, because that's why we weren't the people in the Heidi Broussard case to be trashing the husband when he was being interviewed. Every single YouTube channel out there thought he was the killer of his wife's baby, or her disappearance, actually. And everybody thought that, except my channel, really, because we looked at it and went, wow, those reporters were trash. The way they filmed him, he was nervous, and they put this light right in his face, and they made him look absolutely terrible. And so sometimes you got to look at it like, well, is there a possibility of something else? Always keep your, the possibility. So sort of temper a little bit, how you might think of something. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Dan. She's, she's exactly, exactly what you're exactly the opposite. Yeah. Maybe not on some of the earlier images, but. If only she'd just say no to drugs. Yeah. Yeah, she does seem to... Looks like she I don't know if those are meth sores or something, but some of those later pictures where she's in the arrest photos, she has that. Yeah, what was the husband's name in that case? It was like there was Heidi Broussard, and then his name was God. What the hell was his name? Man, he just got absolutely thrown over the coals in that case. No, it wasn't Sean. It doesn't sound right anyway. Shane, there you go. You were close though, Jessica. That's right. It was Shane. Was his last name Broussard though? Doesn't sound right. Yeah. So that's an example to try to remember of how things can be that when they seem totally different. Now in her case, in this case here, Amanda has a lot. There's just so many little pieces there. You know, she got the Venmo. She was given permission to be inside the house in the same message. She got, the $2,385, and then she interpreted the message a certain way, and it wasn't even really that scary sounding. Like when you read it. Why did she? Let me ask you this. So it almost feels like, in some ways, that Amanda was aware of what the intentional meaning was supposed to be when it was written, because if you see something that just says, "Yeah, they won't let me go," does that really freak you out? Like, are you just freaking out, or do you spend more time just wondering, what does that mean? They won't let me go. Where aren't they letting me go? It doesn't sound that scary. Okay, it doesn't sound that scary. So. She's like, oh my God, I searched all around town and everything. So that's kind of weird. It's almost like she knew the intent of whoever wrote the message when it was written. Does that make sense? I'm just curious if Gray can compare trucks. Oh yeah, you got Shane. See what the saddest part about the whole Heidi Broussard case is there's a YouTube channel, J for Whack Jobs. She actually went out there and they spent every night trashing Shane into oblivion over and over and over and over and over again. They were even doing a live show trashing him into oblivion. And then during the show, somebody called in, and then somebody else connected something together. Oh, and the police are over at the house, over at this girlfriend's, and oh my God, everything came together. And they got sent over to New York on a plane and shit to be on television shows when all you were doing was terrible, unethical YouTubery. I mean, it's like you get rewarded for garbage. I mean, it was so disheartening to see something like that. Yeah. If the daughter has something to do with it, I wonder if burning the torso had some kind of hate towards Debbie. I don't know. When did Amanda's baby die? I never even heard of that. Never even knew anything about her baby dying. Yeah, what are you referring to? I mean, that's not a bad, if that is something that happened somewhat recently. Yeah. Okay, but when? Lex, we're not going to do the slow play game, Lex. So type in one paragraph of exactly what you're talking about. If you do another sort of little bit, we're going to end the whole conversation, okay? We need the whole thing in one paragraph, explain it all, and boom, we'll have it in one bite. And then, do you have an article that proves it or anything like that? Yeah, it did. That guy got screwed. KK does makeup, and unfortunately, you know, when it rewarded somebody for just, God, it was sick. No, she shouldn't be gone. I want to hear what her answer is, and where's the proof of that? Where you at, Lexa? Hold on, let me check something out here. Yeah, it's another recent YouTube account from March of this year. Yeah, I'm not going to compare the truck, okay? I know that you want me to, but doesn't interest me. The truck sat there in the parking lot when she turned. It didn't follow her. It's a big black truck? Is that what you're saying? Is it a big black truck, Opaline? Thanks, Bossy. Okay, well, send me an email with the black truck. Right now, okay? It's right here, email, and there you go, and send it, and I'll take a look at it, and I'll throw it up on the screen really fast with using a video that we already have, and we'll see if it looks the same. I'll do it just for you, okay? You notice that, let's see, sorry, I'll look up the date. Oh god, jeez, forget it. That channel's another one of the. I gotta put you on timeout now. Another sensationalistic. Oh, do you guys see that other channel put out another video on Kelsey and the family with questions again? It's such complete lunacy. It's shockingly embarrassing. What's online with 911 calls? It's like called like something to say. So I don't even know the name of the channel. It's hard to. That's just my memory. So it's a really dumb name for. Better channel with photos. I don't know what that means. She always pretends that she covers other cases and stuff, that other channel, but never does. I mean, it's just always the really big ones. You can go through the video list. Now, we have been covering this one since the 20th, but a few different, a couple, probably 3 or 4 nights in the middle were totally different. But, this one is just nuts, right? I mean, there's actually information on this one. Yeah, if it's going to take that long, I'm not really interested. You sounded like you're ready to go, Opaline, but not anymore, so don't worry about it. Yeah, it doesn't really work that way anymore, Plato. You have to add them. Half the time you have to add them to your approved user list and then remove them, then it works. What's on Fox News, Tiffany? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. We already have the 911 calls. We just made them. We just played all 3 of them. Which ones are you talking about? Is this troll night again? Or what's going on? Well, what does the 911 call have to do with the truck? Yeah, block everyone and then start slowly unblocking. Yeah. Start with you, LM, and then, add you back really quick. What does that mean? The house is theirs. I know that they have a house. We've shown the house 100 times on here. It's right here. That's the house. The geodome right here. And there's a blue pot by the door there. We've seen the actual photos. I don't know what you're talking about, Tiffany. You're not making any sense, Tiffany. Quit typing in and type in a full paragraph of what in the hell you're talking about. Let me just read these out loud. I'll email you in a minute. It's on Fox News. 911 calls. The truck. The house is theirs. See, do you guys I mean, we talk about girl code all the time. Are you guys following along here? Like, I don't get it at all. Yeah, the baby died some years ago. Let's see. It's a newish black Ford Explorer Sport. Okay, cool. Next one. I'll email in a minute. Okay, that makes sense. It's on Fox News. 911 calls. So what does 911 calls have to do with the black truck? Then it's the truck. Then in the photo. Oh, God. Okay, you're saying in this one here, this one that has, if I get the girl code correctly, the Fox News article about 911 calls. Oh, there you go. There you go, right there. I figured it out, man. You guys, I am now in the 3rd grade of Girl Code Central. All right, hold on a second.
Yes. Came on, my wife wasn't home, her driver's license still in there, the rental car.
Man, you guys got to admit, like, I boom, right, Brian? Yeah, that is.
Yes. Came on, my wife wasn't home, or.
All right, hold on. Let's do it. So we might freeze up again. Who knows? Let's turn that off. Do the. God, I can't believe I figured it out, man. That's. Thanks, Cindy. I was going to say, man, I deserve super chats just because I figured that out. I'm not frozen, right? Okay. So that's the truck back there, right? And it's so far away. I mean, it is a black truck, you know. I don't know if that one's black or, yeah, it kind of looks black. Wait, actually when it turns, let's see if there's a red light on the upper. So there should be something like a red light right up on the back here. Don't see it. That'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? I'm in the 3rd grade. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, it's never clear video. I mean, yeah, it's a black truck. There's a lot of black trucks, so it's hard to really know. You know, that black truck is one that we mentioned yesterday. That it was sort of weird how it looked like she stopped while looking at it and then turned to get away from it, a little bit. I mean, that part was a little bit weird. If you want to know what I'm talking about, let me do. Here, I'll play it again. That part. Let me move it over there. Okay. So watch this right here. Here's the black truck. That's her car. She kind of slows down. There's a black truck. Black truck isn't moving. Let me make it full screen so you can see it. Okay, so this is Debbie's car is right over here. Yeah, we already went over this truck yesterday, though, not knowing that there's a black truck owned by that's parked at Debbie and her husband's house, Steve. So there goes the black truck, right? It's almost like, you know, she could be looking at it right there, and then she stops over here to send a Venmo, but he's not there, right? Like, we already know he's not there. He was so but maybe somebody else had access to the black truck, right? So maybe it's not the husband in the black truck, you know. But anyways, so her car is still parked over here, and right now a Venmo is being sent for $2,385. And the message saying, they won't let me go. Love you. The keys in the blue flower pot by the front door. So now that truck is parked right over here. See? And then after she hits send at 3:17 here, she heads off. And here she goes. There are no birds over here, despite what people want to tell you. There's some here, yep. So when she's driving this way, this part was something that was sort of interesting yesterday. She's driving. And then right there she stops, almost like she's looking at that truck and goes, ooh, yeah, I don't want to go over there, and then avoids going there and then drives around it like this. So, I don't know. But then she and nobody ever gets out of this truck, too. So that's another thing that's kind of odd, right? The black truck parks there, but then nobody's ever getting out of the truck. But then she takes off down the road, and this guy, who's ever in this truck, doesn't follow her. So it could just be another coincidence yet again. It's still sitting there, right? Does anybody ever get out of that truck? I mean, that's just an oddity in itself, right? To pull a truck over there and just sit there. Even though I guess that's what Debbie did when she got there. But I mean, does anybody ever get out of that thing? Yeah, look, it goes all the way to the end with nobody getting out. So what was the point of that? Maybe that's where they wanted to eat their McDonald's. I don't know. I don't really care about the guy running there. So anyway, it goes like that, right? Yeah. Weird. Okay. Well, you guys, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I think, I don't know how long we've been on because it's every time I've had to restart, it starts timing again, but I'm sure it's, well, I started at 6:50, oh man, 3:45, oh boy, jeez. All right, well, thank you to Kathy Friedenmaker, Cindy Leon, Eugenie, Georgina Stoliker, Cairo, Melinda Moda Maiden, Chasing Truth, Emily Flotilla. Let's see, we've got, and then also Jerry Ingargiola, Cairo, Bama Forever with a double cat eye, then Tamara with a cat eye, then Candalee Woodward Stone, Amber Maiden, LMM, Plato, Bridget Bauman, Georgina Stoliker, Jessica Schubach, Allie Cake, Janellison, TTJO Tracy, Ozzy Trisha, Sarah Terry, and welcome to La Bamba, Betty Smith, Corvette Sally, Ozzy Trisha, channel member, thank you, Cindy Leon, Tamara, not today, but Tamara, Allie Cake, Georgina Stoliker, LMM, as in Element Open, and well, I can't say that anymore because it's just LMM. Well, I thought you switched it to Element Open. That was better. Kit Kat, Plato, Bossy, Cindy Leon, and LMM. Not sweet. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So this guy's running right here, and all of a sudden he's important, even though it's like way after she's already driven away. It's probably because it's raining outside, you know. Doesn't go anywhere though. He actually goes over to McDonald's. See, we actually went over this already, that guy. So right here, he goes over there and he goes over towards McDonald's over here. That's the guy that was running. That's why it's not important. I already told her that earlier. You know, so. All right. There you go, everybody. Hopefully we'll get some information coming in. Yeah, you guys here again? I don't know what the hell's going on. And I'm gonna have to... Feels like it's this stupid Elgato Stream Deck. Everything started when I did that update. I was doing a live stream and I did an update to the Elgato Stream Deck thing, and it just sort of started freezing up OBS for some reason. We'll have to take a look at that one another time. But anyways, let me get... I got to do some spins here. We got the... how is this open to... Yeah. Don't know which one is which. I'm just going to put both of them... both of them on there, I guess. Where is it? Okay, this is going to be for the, we'll do the, it's a house mug from tonight's show, okay? It's a house mug. And here it goes. And that's the only thing. Oh, look at that. Bama Forever won it. I'm not sure if she usually has me spin again. I don't know if she wants that one or not. Or Are you out there, Bama, forever? Probably not. Anyways, we'll just keep it up there. If she wants me to respin, I'll do it tomorrow. Alright, so let me get rid of these and... Alright, now we're going to do the mod Tumblr from last night. And if you're a moderator and you don't see your name on there, well, you wouldn't. There's ones that have already won that aren't on there anymore. So here it is. This is for the mod Tumblr. Here we go. Hey, look at that. It's Chrissy. Well, wait, I don't know. I haven't. Chrissy. I don't know if she'll see it, but if she sees it, she sees it. All right. All right. So now I got that saved off for the next month, minus Chrissy's name. So there you go. Well, thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, getting us going here for the month. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be on to something else until we get some new information. You know, so it is what it is. We'll drop down in viewerships quite a bit. Probably down to like 200-300 people because most people aren't really interested in anything other than the popular cases. But we cover a lot of cold cases and missing persons and so forth, but lately we've kind of got stuck on this one because there just keeps being new information, and the Delphi case had a lot of stuff going on too, so there you go. All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. Sorry for all the glitches. We'll have to get that one figured out. I don't know what the deal is, man. I think it's might be the Stream Deck software. We'll see though. We'll see. All right, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7, and an 8, and a... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector. Plug rejector, I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all. Just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.
Wow, you sound so pathetic, Mary Lou.
Thanks, Chris. Giving it a shot. Giving it a shot. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.